Okay, the live stream should be starting up soon, as I have to clear my throat immediately. Please give me a moment to make sure everything is set up correctly, such as getting the YouTube thumbnail correct. Thumbnail is date, Twitch is going. Go to Rumble, update the video description, the YouTube link. Looks like everything's good to go. Let me just double check my other computer. Looks like everything's good over there, so let's go and get started. Oh, great. The replay I found was actually a modded replay. Oh. Why have I able to press yes there? Oh, either way, let's go ahead and get started. Oh, wait, I remember something as well. I need to update what the local recording is going to be named. Now let's get started. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn top right side as the Yellow Abbasid Dynasty, we are Lucifero NN. Spawn bottom left side as the Green Holy Roman Empire, we have Lashi. I have no idea how to actually probably pronounce that. It may look simple, but the S is capitalized, so that Lashi or Lash, as you say in one word, the capital is just as 2 syllables. Huh, that's getting a bit of lag spikes there. Oh, remember something as well. There we go. I have to disable the preview in OBS. That helps out with a lot of performance issues. So that did immediately fix the lag spikes. Of course, we do got the House of Wisdom going on up over here. Of course, got gold and food being claimed, inspiring these villagers to work faster. And it's going for the Akin Chapel. You have to make it more of a yelling sound when it comes to any sort of German words. Akin! Oh, I don't know if it's German or not. Holy Roman Empire is Germanic, not necessarily German. It's not really one state either. It's like a culmination of hundreds of tiny city-states. Depending on which year, you could be looking across Germany as well as Italy. Of course, we got now both players have aged on up. We do have, of course, Akin Chapel over here. What type of wing did he go for? He went for the economic wing, pretty standard. And Yellow is actually shooting some of these deer. He's trying to kill them in not great positions there. So it's right there. And that, if we switch out of castle mode, and get him selected. It's sort of hard. It doesn't show me the reticle. There is the reticle there. So killing deer off in these far angles is really good, especially this one here. He may not realize that it is still far away enough, so the villagers are not affected by it. If it was like partially covered, then perhaps partial amount of villagers can get it covered. Or obtain the aura. But very good kills there. This deer is still alive, utilizing the border in order to hide away from his opponent. Nobody expects a giant yellow lion at the end of the world to disguise you. Let's see a bit of arrow fire there, and now Green Scout does forward him away. Out of curiosity, yeah, can't really see over there. I'm sort of curious. Okay, there is the end of the world. In a lot of Company Roads 2 and 1 maps, you can actually view quite a bit off the map. And that just tends to be entire villages and towns in the distance. Got this scout roaming around. I do hear a bunch of villagers, of course, being produced. We got second towns over both sides. Yellow's down the low ground. That's an interesting little cliff face there. It's amazing how sometimes random generations get that little bit there. Sure, that can exist in real life, but not exactly looking like that. It'd be more rockish to look like that. And Yellow's now eyeing for some palisade walls. Looks like it's going to be a relatively quiet game. And somebody's immediately gone from the Castle Age. We do, of course, have now the Olgrov Palace, giving them increased, what, 400% production rate? Yes, as a barracks. Now got a big stream of man-at-arms charging on forward. I think he went for... Is this some sort of, not necessarily timing tack, but some sort of rush? Castle? Not rush either. It's 10 minutes right now. Now we've got the Camel Archers firing away. The Camel Archers, of course, can fire with impunity, but they don't get any additional bonus damage. The Camels do bonus damage versus a light melee infantry unit. And there's our War Axes now, the two-handed weapons. I believe that just increases the damage outright, while the heavy maces give them the additional damage versus armor, and then they'll get two-handed maces. If they get that research before the two-handed weapons, then it will give them two-handed maces. And they does hack apart that horseman quite easily. Looks like it just only increases damage by 2. That's what that two-handed weapons. A general damage buff like that's always welcome. Now we've got a large number of Camel Archers here, which is not exactly what he really wants. Go to the military wing. He may be trying to get that for some immediate reinforcements. And Castaway just give him 2 Camel Riders. Honestly, in the pure age, give 3 hand cannoneers. It's not exactly a really big benefit there. Of course, he gets access to some other technologies, such as composite bows, which is not going to be useful versus these man-arms. It'll whittle them, add additional chip damage there. And now these man-arms have broken their way through, making their way, getting some good damage there. He needs crossbowmen. He doesn't have crossbowmen because he's... Oh no, he can't get crossbowmen. Wait. He's on Castle Age, but he can get crossbowmen? Am I mistaken about that? He is deploying out some more Camel Archers. He definitely needs crossbowmen. Does get inside the town center. The town center does provide some additional chip damage. Arrows do 6 damage each, but they have 5 pierce armor, so they do 1 damage each, which is not a lot. Camels do 12 damage, so they do 7 damage per arrow against these forces. It's okay damage, but not exactly great. As the man-at-arms going to find these villagers and start hacking them apart. There's a superior number of villagers for yellow. Boy, this game seems a little bit extra loud. But yeah, this game seems a little bit loud to me. I don't know why. It seems like there's many of those guys were constantly screaming. We've got more man-at-arms streaming on in from multiple angles, trying to slowly deal with them. Villagers starting to stab. He's out of the space here for the villagers. Now they just have to run around. Townsend is, of course, firing away. This Townsend is also firing away. He's got many man-at-arms here. Now he's finally getting some crossbowmen out. He does have his Castaway research, and the crossbow is exactly what he needs to hold the line. Got more man-at-arms to put on the field. He needs more crossbowmen. Luckily, he does have a nice little choke point here he can utilize. Does throw the relic inside the garrison. Mangonels wouldn't hurt as well. Getting some extra more health regen onto these camels wouldn't hurt as well. Get a scholar to them to patch them up. Now this villager, she's going to be repairing the rest of these walls. Got a good number of man-at-arms deployed on the field. And up north we do have that scout going on down. I don't know why the game just seems a little bit loud today. I wonder if somehow my sound settings got changed a little bit. I'm just going to put this by a small margin. Because it looks like the audio sounds are just matching my own voice. It needs to be a little bit quieter than my own voice. I generally find it. But it's what I perceive to be in my OBS. It just seems absurdly loud. Maybe there was some sort of Windows update that decides to reset some of my sound settings, so it's not uncommon. Got more crossbowmen being put up by yellow, very nice. And I would say he go for his own man-at-arms, but he notes he's playing against Holy Roman Empire, and once he gets heavy maces, his own man-at-arms is going to be entirely worthless, since the Lancers and all that will have trouble versus the man-at-arms as well. Crossbowmen is probably the best thing he can pull out the man-at-arms. Maybe Mangonels will. Camel Rider does go down there. Camels, of course, are relatively mobile, but the man-at-arms are not exactly slow themselves. He could probably has marching drills for research, right? Yeah. So man-arms are not going to be super slow. The margin of firing and falling back is very, very small. So he does have a good firing line of these crossbowmen in the region. Now I do have veteran camo upgrade, very nice. Veteran camo arbiter, I should say. They are veteran now. Also now wheelbarrow and sealed arrows being researched. Villagers trying to ice as far as some outposts and some gold. Man-arms charging forward. Getting some upgrades on these outposts won't be too bad. And arrows are going to be fine enough versus camel riders, as well as against crossbowmen. We now have more barracks people on the field. It will probably be best if he goes for, if he needs a front line to hold the line, it'd probably be best to go for spearmen rather than other man-at-arms, because his opponent has technologies to match make his men-at-arms superior versus opponent. Inspired village gather 10% resources 10% faster. Gives them go like 40% to 50%, which is actually really absurd. This is here, villagers gather resources 50% faster. That's absurd. The Akin Chapel, does that also improve? Yes, it does. And archers pushing the way forward, now making the way back. Got spring golden placement here, which will love to put holes in everything, such as the side of a camel. Has a good number of crossbowmen here. The men-at-arms are resilient, but I still believe spearmen. I believe this is stupid. Would spearmen still be a better option in this certain case? Battery rams are being pointed out. They can help be a good item to help push forward. Got multiple relics now stored in these forward keeps as well. Should also upgrade them to fortified outposts, getting them much more durable, give them a good base of fire. And now I got the camel archers falling back. I do have these crossbow advanced forward. Does find a good volleys on those men-at-arms. Very good. He has a sufficient number of them to take down these men-at-arms. He can quickly spawn out more reinforcements thanks to the Volgraf Palace. Blanche next would be better in this situation rather than more men-at-arms. He can upgrade the heavy maces, which will be useful with a limited number of men-at-arms he has. Going for more banner rims never hurt as well. Looks like both players are trying to punch holes into each other. Greens are really pushing this gold, trying to claim it up on the front line. There's a lot of gold on this map. It's all outside their bases. There are trading posts as well in case one player loses all their gold potential. Man-at-arms do receive a nice hit there. He does have the infantry health upgrade as well. Now these barriers push way forward. They are sustained minimal damage from the spring golden placements. Remember, these are spring golden placements. They only do 40 damage, and these batteries have 50 pierce armor, so they do 1 damage each. You have a good number of horsemen here. Horsemen do bonus versus range, so that'd be a good item to put pulls on in. And now I've got the villagers not lined to torch down. He does use emergency repairs. Crossman doing a good job of stutter stepping. He may keep the man-at-arms pack moving forward, just hold the line. Spearmen being pointed out. And these are just only level 2 spearmen, not level 3 spearmen. He does hold the line quite well for mass crossbowmen. Banner rams are charging forward, ready to engage his opponent. We've got these spearmen and man-at-arms charging forward as well. Gringus does simply do not have enough defense here, but does have a good number of outposts here. This outpost being hit down, getting these garrison quite well garrison. Will slowly whittle on his opponent. When those man-at-arms are done, then these crossbowmen will receive mass amounts of hits. This outpost will in fact going down. Horsemen now closing distance here. Landsknechts in the group as well. If Landsknechts connect, they do AoE damage, as you can see there. The rest of these batteries start to be torched down by the villagers now. Yellow can fall back. Now I've got the heavy mace upgrade as well, so now these man-at-arms can be very effective versus the opposing man-at-arms. Trying to pull out some more banner rams. At this point in time, spearmen are going to be generally better. He has enough crossbow to cage those man-at-arms, and the spearmen will probably be a little bit better in stopping these horsemen as well. Let's see, Spearman health. Does he have any Spearmen out in the field to compare the health? Doesn't? Does actually have some. There they are. They have 104 health. I suppose the man-at-arms 100. They have nearly twice the amount of health for holding the line. Granted, they're not fully upgraded. They're being upgraded now, so that'll probably even it out a little bit. But against the bonus damage, depending on how much health they get from the upgrade, I honestly don't know how much health they get from the upgrade. The extra bonus damage from heavy may make it relatively similar on how many hits to take out individual spearmen versus individual man-at-arms. And to get up to 126. Effectively, the bludgeons does give additional 33% damage, so 33% more health on a spearman. 126, so just let's just say it's a 40 piece to deal with. In case it gives him nearly 180 HP, just say 170 for rounding purposes, which is actually quite comparable to man-at-arms 178. Yeah, spearmen are going to be just as equal at holding the front line as man-at-arms, so go for spearmen instead. Got these torches not being thrown, doesn't have a good number of battering rams in the front line. Crossbow needs to stay alive, spearmen needs to start charging forward. Starting to focus down some of these forces. Crossbow not getting some good damage there. And let's see, he's doing good micro there, the crossbowmen. Focus on the men-at-arms first. Spearmen are doing a good job holding the line. More crossbowmen on the field. Also got a bunch of scholars trying to heal up the front line as well, but the focus fire is doing quite good work. Let's get one outpost now. Villagers keep throwing out a lot of torches there. It does take out one of the battering rams. One battering ram will escape on out there. We've got 4 production up in the field, including crossbowmen and more barracks. We'll have some more battering rams as well. There's still plenty of wood back here to build battering rams with. Just need to collect it. Oh, looks like he canceled whatever that was. He has 4 more batteries, so reinforce and start pushing way forward. Mangonel is going to be a good item. That's a bit of a difference between spearmen and man-at-arms. Man-at-arms have at least had a bit more resilient to the Mangonel fire. See a good hit there. And Mangonels do bonus damage from range. The crossbowmen now have a massive threat right there. Horseman does find engagement down the crossbowman. Does dodge that volley there. Got these more archers and more spearmen advance forward. Yellow's front line is holding. Does take out all those horsemen there. Thanks to all the spearmen. Magnel's charging forward as well. Yellow has broken front line. Even a villager is getting the mix of everything. She really wants to join the army. Got now Landsharks moving forward. Landsharks just have AoE melee damage. Don't get any bonus damage, but just have high damage in general. And they should be very effective for those spearmen, that's for sure. These villagers are starting to torch on these battering rams. All the outposts are down. Green's front line has been broken. He needs to take time to reinforce right here. Has a large number of idle villagers in this region, so he's not maintaining any good wood income. That's going to be advanced forward. There are a couple housing that draw some fire. He's going to ignore that. There's a siege workshop here trying to pull out a Mangonel, which that could be quick kill off, but if he gets one volley off, a lot of that stuff can go down. And Green does back out the game now. This is Grade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. All comes in numbers game. Excellent counters by Yellow. Green didn't deploy those Mangonels a little bit too late. If he would deploy those Mangonels earlier, he would have done much better. Let's take a look at now another player. And hidden match history. Let's see now. Make sure, yep, Conqueror. Got some replays here. 27 minutes. Let's go ahead and do this one. Greetings everyone, and Great here. Another H Powers 4 replay. Spawn top side or bottom right side as the green French, we have Louis MT. Spawning at the top left side as the red Chinese, we have sort of. Chinese versus French. Village, mill, not big surprise. Start butchering all the sheep, the monster, all the sheep being butchered, and doesn't get 3 villagers on the gold as well. Got this scout moving around. There's more ecoing. We do now have the school cavalry, pretty common early landmark. Of course, get a slightly better stable, but also you get a stable instantaneously. You don't have to worry about getting that being built. We now got the Bardican of the Sun as well. And now we do have the double broad axe being built, research as well. Bardican of the Sun is in good position there. It only has 8 slots there to store villagers, but still a decent amount to hide away from your opponent, plus you can fire out arrows. And we do have now the Scout and Royal Knight advancing on forward. Pretty common early technique, because a Royal Knight can charge forward, then follow up a slice, and that will 2-shot a villager. Looks like we've got 2 Royal Knights up on the field. The other one is right here. Palisade walls do come up. He's going to start torching down some of that stuff. He does not get the Alpha Strike there. Luckily, he's playing Chinese. Chinese do, of course, have access to hand cannoneers or hand cannoneer defense, getting some great damage on these horses. They're much more effective versus these individual Royal Knights than, say, arrow slits. Royal Knight here. 2 Royal Knights now pulled out in the field over here. No additional Royal Knights being pulled out. We've got a pair of basic spearmen. Does not have the spearman research just yet. And now we've got the chivalry research being, well, researched. You got a spearman there. He was hiding them in the masses there. One of the villagers received a good slice there. One villager does go down. These Royal Knights do receive some hits there. More hand cannoneer shots do rain on in, and it looks like these horses are going to be forced them back. Does split out his villagers there. Does get the charge defense there, and hand cannoneer slit does fire a shot there. Great position there by these spearmen. We do now have, looks like they're now hardened spearmen. There's that one guy who killed himself, a Royal Knight. And I've got survival techniques being researched by one of these players. I'm not sure who's technically a spot. Looks like it's Green who we're technically observing. I don't think I can switch that, can I, from this angle? From this view, the caster mode. Spearmen are a little bit wounded. We're not receiving some good health regen there. And maybe trying to push on forward, but one of them there's a bit hard. And Red does find the Royal Knights there. Does receive a good kill down one of the villagers. Trying to go for outpost first, very nice. Spearmen do find a good stab there on that Royal Knight. Does actually have a large number of spearmen as well on the field. And got multiple Royal Knights up on the field. This is also a bit of a honey pot right here. And deer are not made out of honey. This will of course draw the ire of these Royal Knights. It does cancel that outpost there because it leaves it very vulnerable to be torched. And does have a single French archer here. Does pick off another villager there. Green does have a slight villager advantage. More Royal Knights being pulled out in the field. Does a good job of warding away these Royal Knights. These Royal Knights now charging forward. They're very mobile. It's hard to put spearmen everywhere. Got 2 town centers here. And looks like Red's now eyeing for a large wave of palisade walls. Okay, so it looks like he's starting to ghost them out first.
很高效。
Yes, he's starting to ghost them, trying to prevent any sort of movement immediately. Though they're down to minimal health when they're in that state, one torch can destroy them. This villager may get overwhelmed right there. Got the hand cannon slip firing, does fire with his arrows in the second town center. Let's take out the scout there. Let's take out the scout is actually relatively important because these Royal Knights rely on the scout for spotting. The heavy faceplates on their helmets are very hard to see out of. That's my justification why they can't see very far. Because let's be fair, if you've seen some of those old knight helmets, you don't exactly see the most friendly things when it comes for your eyesight. It's meant to protect your eyes from everything. Got 7 villagers on the front line trying to collect up this deer. Got Red Scout in the region as well. Overall, we do have an army here of Zinchnoos. As well as Hardened Spearmen, the Zinchnoos are going to be very effective versus these archers. We've got these now villagers a little bit exposed. Royal Knights do not get a kill there. Do get a charge attack. And now I've got the next age. Except the French has gone to the next age. They have researched the Royal Institute, gaining his Imperial Age technologies, unique Imperial Age technologies early. Now we've got the veteran Royal Knight upgrade being researched as well. Let me switch over to Rumble there so I can see if any comments pop up. Going for more palisade walls there. He will not be able to stop these Royal Knights. And one that does go down. That one does go down quite easily as well. I got another spearman in this region. The Zinchnoos could stick around this region since he's likely going to push forward with the Zinch archers at another angle. This map is not supporting trade posts, and there's a large amount of gold in the center map as well. Does take out some of this deer now, very nice. And now Red has gotten his own Castle Age. Does start retreating back, fires good volley into there. Hand cannon slip has some research, does reasonable effectiveness versus these Royal Knights. He's actually mainly charging down to the archer as well. Spearman charging forward. Spearman do get a nice charge defense there. Castle firing a little bit everything else. A couple of these Royal Knights are starting to go down. This one will manage to escape on out of there. Does see one additional arrow. Zinchnoos do get overwhelmed. And large amount of spearmen do go down as well. Does not take out the scout right there. And a lot of the Royal Knights do actually make escape out. Look at that. All of these units have health regen. He should not be too aggressive with it right now, but it's going to get them all healed up. He did not take many of those Royal Knights down. Most of Red's army did go down there. The massive win there for Green. And now I've got the Royal Bloodlines being researched, giving a massive 35% health increase to his cavalry. Scout will take time and start slicing up some of these villagers. He's trying to be aggressive. But the best thing you could do for being aggressive, I would say, is literally just torch down the walls. I would not risk sending them forward until they're healed up at least halfway. Clock Tower and SB, so he's went for the astronomical clock tower. Royal Knights charging forward. These two escape on out of there. He doesn't even have a good large enough defense there, but Clock Tower and SB does find a volley there. Does do 10 siege damage across 10 arrow. Let's see, yeah, 10 siege damage to rocket arrows, so up to 80 damage there. Remember, it's siege damage, which is its own damage resistance type. Royal Knight's going to be taking a swing at these palisade walls now. And now Red is eyeing for a defensive keep right there. Sends one villager forward, trying to repair up this wall segment. There's a large amount of torches hitting it though. Red's going to be rotating this army around. Red does have a significant mixed force, including now a crossbowman as well as more spearmen. Was it may have taken out one of those? Nope, that villager's still there. Green still has a slight villager advantage. Just keep will go on up. Chinese keeps do have 5 or 3 hand cannoneers. They do have 51 attack, but this still does not overcome the pierce armor of Battering Ram because they have 50 pierce armor. And the outposts will go down there. Nobody's inside. And Knights does get a nice nest of bees right there. A large number of nest of bees now firing away, getting sprint hits there across the front line. And there's opening there. Spearman will try to close opening. One of these nest of bees may get focused down, another one's being focused down as well. There's a bit more spearmans here. Astronomical clock carriers do have additional health. One nest of bees does go down. Nest of bees getting some great volleys there on these archers. A number of red villagers do go down. And all of the Chinese knights do go down. Not Chinese, French knights. There's just some more deer on the front line still to claim as well. Knights are advancing forward, trying to find a good engagement. Blue does, or green does, manage to establish an outpost here. And well, he has claimed up a bit of this deer as well. You now have this clock tower nest of bees advancing forward. And does fire a volley there. Looks like he will get overwhelmed. Clock tower nest of bees finds another good volley there. But losing them like that is not exactly great. Green's now eyeing to pull out some forward fortifications around the Scold. Either player should start eyeing deploying out fortifications just to keep the Scold secure. Because the end game of this game map tends to devolve around who can control that gold. Green's going to take time to clean up this outpost. It's just an outpost, no upgrades onto it. And this monk will be bitten by this wolf. Wolf over here has been cleaned on up, trying to go for some defensive palisade walls as well as capture the sacred site. Keeping Plora in the center map, very nice. The Chinese player does not have enough stone for a keep. He should be able to capture the sacred site before being bitten to death by that exotic doggo. And I do have a red keeping plot on the field. If he can claim the stone there, then he's able to pull out more keeps. He's already claiming this stone here. Well, that's some spring golds, very nice. Green now has both sacred sites. He could let those be distraction as he starts securing the center of the map. Clock Tower and Nest of Bees do not do additional damage to buildings like Magnos, but I think they just do have overall better damage. Keeps do not have any siege armor either, so the crush damage from the siege weapons remain constant. And the monk will be bitten to death. Multiple spring golds being plotted by red, very nice. Some of these palisade walls are going down. Looks like he is going to stab the villagers through the wall there. Does kill off one of them. The other one does fall back being wounded. And now this palisade wall has been set ablaze and does go down right there. He tried to go for a palisade gate there to stall out his fun a little bit longer. A little bit cheeky right there. You got a nice mixed force here of Zinchnews, archers, crossbowmen, palace guard, and mostly importantly in this case, spearmen. Reds keep now under fire from Spring Golds. Spring Golds do a whopping 1 damage each. Does manage to repair up that palisade wall, very nice. And he would now take time to stab that wolf. You have no, that's a spring golden replacement rather than the hand cannoneer replacement. It is much more expensive than stone. The hand cannoneer may be a little bit more cost effective. I'm not sure what hit those villagers. like a traction, or not traction trebuchet, but counterweight trebuchet. Red's now aligned to rebuild those walls. He knows Green's the center map. He also knows that Green has captured the sacred site, so he does need to handle both of those. Capturing sacred site will be much easier.
Oh yeah, it's tout le monde.
That villager goes down. Red's keep is starting to go down as well. Springald does save a Springald shot. Red Springald trying to push on forward. He's got these trebuchets in range.
No soy yours.
Multiple trebuchet shots are now hitting Red's keep. We got Springald emplacement being researched at this keep as well. He may want to go for boiling oil as well. Green's now advancing forward with these knights. We've got some stone walls being deployed on out. And those Green's not really paying attention. We'll receive a lot of fire from these spearmen, getting some good stabs there. Let's kill off one of the royal knights. Make that 2 of the royal knights. Now we got Green's keep now under fire from 2 trebuchets. Now got 3 trebuchets hitting Red's castle or keep. And now these spearmen and palace guard are going to make their way to this sacred site. Now the red palace being deployed out on the front line, likely. There it is. It's a powerful arbalist emplacement. Royal Knights trying to make another breach there. We've got stone walls all across this region. These Springald just need to stay back. They're not going to do much damage versus the keep. And now Red's keep is firing his own Springald against the opposing keep. And looks like Red maybe has ran out of stone. He does have a couple stone miners here, but it's currently completely covered by the keep here. The Red House is quickly upgraded with the Springald and cannon placement itself. Just destroy some of his own walls there to push on forward. This wall has not been rebuilt there. And now Green's Knights are pushing way forward. Does spot the outpost. And the outpost does, of course, spot him. And now I've got the Great Wall Gatehouse being put on field. I actually never really seen this one being used. It does have 2 Nest of Bees defense emplacements. A lot of these villagers want to go down. It's going to need to bring a lot of villagers to build it. It's a little bit janky to build it. You can't really get a lot of surface areas there for the villagers. You can see them all dancing around there. And in fact, the Great Wall will in fact go down, and that's going to be a massive loss for his opponent. He really needs to start either push, build it. It's going to see for more keep fire. Trebuchets may really hit it. It's mostly built, but it's also mostly destroyed. If he builds it, he at least gets the age up. Red's not facing forward. He's going to dogpile there. Villagers staying around quite a bit. Got these Knights charging forward. Finding all these villagers. There's a lot of villagers there with a lot of rice farms. And the keep Great Wall does get built. He needs to cancel these stone walls there to get better placement. These Royal Knights are charging forward, Spearmen pursuit. A number of these villagers will in fact go down. Spearmen now engaging the Knights now. The Knights are having trouble. Let's see, misclicked on the villagers. Oh, it hit the farm. Now we're seeing some fire there. The Great Wall keep house has gone down. Almost looks like the battered Troy wall there from Age of Mythology. But getting that repaired up will get him a good defense position. Royal Knights are still alive. We're seeing lots of hits there. Right now, elite Royal Knights are very, very hard to pin down sometimes. More Spearmen. This wall segment. So we're seeing some hits there. He never decaptured this sacred site, did he? There's 3 minutes remaining on sacred site victory. Right now, Red's being strained, getting hit by multiple occasions. You have to deal with the sacred sites. You have these knights that charged on in, as well as this central gold question. Knights won't get some great damage there onto these villagers. He just needs to get them back, just pass them all, get them back home. Being passed to the maximum. Spearman now engaging away. We've got some spring bolts here for defense. Villagers trying to put some stone. Trying to repair the Great Gatehouse. The Great Gatehouse is seeing continuous fire. All the gold has now been claimed there, and so has the knights have gone down. Spearman getting some great hits there. And right now he's focused on the villager on top of the high ground. When on top of the wall defense, they get 66% damage reduction. You got a number of Landsknechts and archers in this region. Nope, they're just all archers, no Landsknechts. And got a keep over here. There's no keep over here, it's completely surrounded by walls. I think Red's going to lose by a secret site victory at the current rate. There's nothing in the area to really securing that victory. And the Great Wall is still being problematic. He needs to delete the stone wall in order to get better surface area around the Great Wall. It's called the Great Wall. It is messy. Look at all those villagers doing nothing. And it's Sandgrid saying, thank you for watching and on to next replay. And that's why it's a good idea to sort of, what's it called? Not really go for that one. It's powerful defensive placement, but the stone walls make it jank. If you had the stipulation you don't have to build it on stone walls, it will probably make it a bit more easier to work with. But let's go and find another player. Yeah, I think I already cast. Let's try this person here. Oh yeah, there's a lot of this name. Is this the right one? Don't believe so. Yep, let's go into another name. Hidden mass history. Let's see if I guessed correctly. I did guess correctly, and hidden. And he does have some replays. Very nice. 20 minutes. 19. 21. 24? Let's go and do this one. Greetings everyone, and Great here, another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on top bottom right side as the orange French, we are 3DB. Spawn on top left side as the red Rus, we have WOM01. And since we have a Rus player, let's switch out of caster mode, get to the Rus player, and keep an eye on the bounty. We of course have, oh, red does see that deer, did go past a little bit, does not find this deer. This deer has been claimed, but I think it was mostly by orange, because he only has 60 bounty at the moment. Red has. We'll be finding all this deer. The deer over here has been claimed and is being harvested by orange. Very nice. And now got the Kremlin being built out. School cavalry as well. And let's kill off that wolf. That's a boar there. It doesn't sound like red has found a lot of wolves. Which is actually usually a bad thing, not finding, or a good thing not finding wolves, but right now, he hasn't found a whole lot. And orange does claim that wolf there. Very, very nice. Both players now advance to the next age. Got the boar here. And right now he has not reached his 250 gold tier. Do not got some Royal Knights being put on the field. Early Knights and Royal Knights are relatively equal to each other. It's just that early Royal Knights do have a charge bonus, so they deal extra damage after the charge. But I'm pretty sure when two Knights collide with each other when they have a charge, it does do no charge. It cancels the charge, so I don't think the French actually gets their charge bonus from that. Switch back out of caster mode. Red will have to eye taking out a boar if he wants his tier 2 bounty. Got some defensive spearmen here, very nice. It looks like Red's heavily eyeing the wood at the moment. He may be eyeing to get his town center up and going. He does have enough stone for it. Looks like these are scouts, Royal Knights on this region. Orange has claimed a number of sheep right there, and there's got another Royal Knight over here. We got 4 spearmen charging forward, but does not see this Royal Knight up here. Going for more defensive spearmen. You know, here as well, town center is being built next to this dead deer. We do have some militia now on the field. Militia do bonus damage to knights as well. They have their glaive weapon. What type of weapons technically it's called? Militia axe. They use it as a spear and stabs. The animation's not exactly great for it. You have these spearmen going down, getting quickly overwhelmed. They went a bit too far forward, and now there's a lot of Royal Knights played on the field. The French player does not have his next town center up and going just yet. He's eyeing for the aggression. Got another barracks here for spearmen. And there's so many Royal Knights in the field, he needs to get a lot of spearmen now. He doesn't have a whole large number out in the field. He does have some militia. They're expiring now. He's starting to get a line of fortified palisade walls. Does get some spearmen here. Has a number of militia in this region. The militia still has plenty of time there. And does get the spearmen engaged. They don't have. We'll see. Does not have the health regen upgrade just yet. And this Royal Knight and Scout is really trying to hunt down his bone Scout. Trying to go for a palisade gate now. Improve a fortified palisade gate. And does throw his militia in the mix as well. Does get a good attack there with the spearmen as well. Using the militia as expendables. And that Scout does go down there. You now got Chevrolet being researched. Royal Knights moving around. We do have more Royal Knights here. There's an absurd number of Royal Knights. Looks like 12 with one scout spot. He's getting his health regen upgrade. He desperately does need it. Does have a very, very good amount of defensive spearmen here. Also getting out some of those early Knights. Early Knights and Royal Knights, like I mentioned beforehand, are equal, but the French player has gotten some research. He has not gotten the second town center just yet. Ooh, looks like Orange is wait, that's Orange Villager. Okay. And does find an opening there. Spearman will find some great hits there. The Royal Knights are coming in a bit of a funnel, so we're seeing a lot of fire there. Does get that fortified palisade gate there partially closed on up. These villagers are trying to back on off, trying to stab that Royal Knight. Best not to do that. They're a little bit too powerful at this moment in time. And these Royal Knights mostly get cleaned up there, getting funneled in like that's not great. Early Knight now trying to pursue the Royal Knight. These Royal Knights are backing on off. They're all still wounded. May as well just fall them back. Get some good health regen. Does quickly claim up all the deer in this region.
У, 'Уразумів. Добуду м'ясо. 'Уразумів. 'Уразумів. 'Уразумів. 'Уразумів. 'Уразумів. 'Уразумів. 'Уразумів. 'Уразумів. 'Уразумів. 'Уразумів. 'Уразумів. 'Уразумів. 'Уразумів. 'Уразумів. 'Уразумів. 'Уразумів. 'Уразumів. 'Уразumів. 'Uразumів. 'Uразumів. 'Urazumів. 'Urazumів. 'Urazumів. 'Urazumів. 'Urazumів. 'Urazumів. 'Urazumів. 'Urazumів. 'Urazumів. 'Urazumів. 'Urazumів. 'Urazumів. 'Urazumів. 'Urazumів. 'Urazumів. 'Urazumів. 'Urazumів. 'Urazumів. 'Urazumів. 'Urazumів. 'Urazumів. 'Urazumів. 'Urazumів. 'Urazumів. 'Urazumів
And now got a big wave of walls going up.
Иду уже!
Early Knight does receive quite a bit of damage there. And these Royal Knights do find an opening there, but I think they threw some torches there, preventing their resetting their health regen cooldown. Royal Knight and villagers now stabbing the Early Knight. Wolf now coming to bite some of these knights as well, which also delays their health regen. These villagers will find another set of round of walls there. Scout will be taken out, no problem. Wolf will be stabbed. In fact, letting them get that kill that wolf could result him in getting his trade bounty up and going. Nope, still not high enough. Does take out all those knights now. And looks like he has claimed boar. That definitely gave him up his tier 2 now. Got a big wave of militia charging forward. Red will love to have these militia to be engaged like that. Scout does see some arrow fire there. Let's have a single Royal Knight here. The Royal Knight does pick off that spearman now. And Townsend arrows do come forward. And there goes the Royal Knight. Red going for Loom. The textiles is a good idea, because that will give his villagers 50% more health, which will come in very handy to help prevent them from going down to these various random Royal Knights, because it only takes one Royal Knight to get 2 hits and kills off a villager. Speaking of Royal Knights, got these Early Knights now slicing up these villagers. Red does have a significant number of spearmen in this region. Find the charge in this region. Let's get a great stab there. Very, very nice. Red Scout is also here in this region, able to spot for this region, and now these villagers pushing what is the wave over here. Maybe those are the Eye of the Boar now. And having these villagers going to be spotted. The problem is these Royal Knights or Early Knights are inside the forest. It's hard for them to see, but they do chase down these guys now. Royal Knights come to respawn. Does get some charge damage there, but doesn't get any kills. Whereas Orin's not going for a good number of archers, trying to support his forces, and now the spearmen charging forward. Those count in favor of Red by a fair margin. Mill's now being built, and the boar will be claimed. Bring the Royal Knights help deal with the boar. The boar is just very durable. The boar does go down right next to the mill. Early Knights do spot those archers now, and now he knows there's going to be a large number of archers. The more Early Knights being employed on out. Early Knights now seeing quite a bit of fire there, trying to escape on out. Does have these spearmen in the region. And now they do get a great stab there on all these Royal Knights. Royal Knights are now backing on off. They seem a bit too much damage there. And this Early Knight's getting some slices there on these villagers. Royal Knights now trying to pursue him. Ooh, and the Scout goes down. Got a large number of archers in this region. Archers will love to hit these spearmen, but they're getting close on in. The Early Knights need to start hitting these archers. Spearmen just doesn't mind if they get to stab anything. Royal Knights now getting some health regen there. Very nice. Let's pick off one of those spearmen. This Early Knight is still running around. Let's quickly pick off these pair of Royal Knights, but none of these Spearmen are starting to go on down. Early Knights gain some slices there on these villagers. Looks like they're going to just get on out there. Villagers now coming in to try to stab these early Knights. Over here, these early Knights still trying to overrun these archers. Spearmen in this region, they will find a great hit there on these Royal Knights, gain some great damage onto them. Early Knights can tied up on a Royal Knight. Archers could get some great damage with these Spearmen. There's a good number of them here. Can easily get overwhelmed. And these Knights do get charge damage there. Early Knights do fall back there. Does spot the boar being claimed. Doesn't get any stabs on these villagers, however. And these early Knights do fall back now. Get some good damage there. These early Knights are falling back away from the Royal Knights. The Royal Knights are getting some good health regen. And the Spearmen have mostly been cleaned on up. You got a big wave of militia not being employed on out. Early Knights, if they can make their way over here, they can quickly pick off all those archers. Right now, both sides of front line are thoroughly jumbled up. Red's Knights are very much wounded. Militia now going on in. Red's Knights charging forward, trying to hit these Royal Knights. A couple archers in this mix, as well as more Royal Knights. It does get some damage there. These forces now starting to fall on back. Spearmen trying to charge on forward. These Royal Knights are trying to clean the scores here. This early Knight will go down. Quite a bit of skirmishing happening in the center part of the map over here. A single early Knight charging forward, trying to deal with these villagers. Right now, both sides could try teching up in order to get out crossbowmen. Orange is far from the food for it. Red is pretty far from as well. So both sides just eye content on a feudal age game. Royal Knights are trying to forward, engaging the early Knights. The archers do fire some damage there, which a lot of these early Knights are severely wounded. You have a good number of defensive Spearmen here. Royal Knights are falling back. Got still a superior number of Royal Knights here, plus a scout to help spot in the prairie in these hedgerows. And Early Knight still getting some good damage there, denying that boar carcass. Early Knight does go down there. Those are trying to fall on back. These forces need to turn around, start engaging the Royal Knights. There's a good number of archers here. The Early Knights now starting to engage the archers. Spearmen is charging on forward. Early Knights is charging on forward. Early Knights is still severely wounded. None of the orange archers are wounded as well. Militia not being brought on the front line as well. Orange is trying to start a step away. Gain some good damage there. Some of them getting tied up on the terrain as well. Militia not being focused on down. Militia has all gone down now. Spearmen and Early Knights are falling back. More reinforcements being employed on the field. Orange has a significantly large gold reserve. This force is trying. There's a nice choke point right there for either side to utilize. Early Knights now charge on towards those archers, getting some good hits there. Orange is Royal Knights now engaging the Spearmen. Reds and Knights are still charging forward. And it looks like Orange is starting to lose a lot of his force here. Lavish has been quite wounded. This Royal Knight could charge on forward as well. Archer's still trying to step away. Royal Knights now trying to gauge. Over here, more Royal Knights are not here for defense. Let's play a massive number of towers here. He really wants to secure these berries, I guess. Orange archers are being whittled down, while red spearmen could be in the region for a much better amount of time. Horseman now trying to gauge the spearmen. They could turn around and start stabbing. Does get a great defense charge there. Can allow them to get some extra damage. Red's nice to push forward, and it's a bit of a back and forth from both sides. Right, so it's a good number of spearmen in this region. And Red does have another reinforcement group right there. And Red's almost ready to tech up. Getting up the next age will allow him to point out crossbowmen, which will really help him engage these Royal Knights. Great charge defense right there. As you see some archer fire, got more Royal Knights on both sides. Red's falling back, he still has his force here. There is quite a bit of hedge right here. I'm not sure if the scout's still alive. If he knows to take up a scout, then he can do a nice little flank from the side as well. Well, on the flank. You can flank this opponent from the flank. Now got the spearman gain some great damage on those Royal Knights. Though they were largely unsupported right there, and now got the tech up. Going for the Knights and hardened spearman upgrade. I don't think he has any archer ranges around the field, so no crossbowmen yet. Red won't have a tech advantage, he also has a significant villager advantage. They got a massive engagement here. I think Red's starting to collapse on Orange's force. Does have his archers in the core in the center. The archers need to start focusing on the spear in this game. Now we've got the Knight upgrades, which gives them a significant advantage of the Royal Knights. Red's army will come out ahead. Orange's army is starting to be crushed. He doesn't have much of a military remaining. And not to mention he doesn't have the economy to support the military as well. So if Red counterattacks, he wins. And Red's going to counterattack, and he should win. We even got Boyar's Fortitude being researched as well. Getting some great damage there. And Orange is back out of the game now. Falcon at second town center. He never had the economy to really support his push. And losing that army means it was game over. This is Amgrade saying, thank you for watching and on to the next replay. Let's see now. How's this one? I just did. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this one here. Back to Rumble. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another H-Bars 4 replay. Spawn top left side as the Orange Ottomans, we have 3DB. Spawn bottom right side as the Pink Mongols, we have Bomb 01. Scout pushes his way forward, trying to spot. We do have the Khan moving around. Of course, the plans Ottomans. Ottomans get free units with their early military academy. That's why he's going for the early stone. And there we go. He should have enough stone for the academy now. Military school now being pulled on the field. That's what I mean, not academy. We also got some defense spearmen now being pulled out by Pink. Looks like Pink's going to be aggressive for the time being. Pink could try a forward outpost and throw the spearmen inside to deny that gold. Now I got the spearmen charging forward, trying to get some damage onto this mining camp.
tuzlandı. Bir zorçunum.
Got deer being claimed over here as well. You put this town center near this region. Notice I got more spearmen being poured down out. He's spending a stone on these spearmen. There's individual spearmen as well, so he's 5 spearmen. Orange just find a free stab there. He's sort of pushing forward and falling back for his stabs. I got the spearmen out engaging each other, trying to get some good damage on in. I've got 4 spearmen here versus 3. Getting some good stabs there as well. If he sets the mining camp ablaze, he does get 25 food and 25 gold. Ink's not doing a good job of trying to engage his opponent. He's trying to throw torches and fight at the same time. And now he sees the extra spearman there, but does bring forward his own extra spearman. So now it's 4v5. Trying to torch down this mining camp once again. Spearman, one orange spearman does may go down. Does have another pink spearman. Now it's 5v6. One is very wounded for pink. One is relatively very wounded versus orange. They got more spearmen here. He could use the higher mobility there to help him engage if he has that trouble. Does pitch in some shots at the Khan. The Khan does like 2 damage at this point in time. So does very poor damage. The spearman does have no pierce armor. And does manage to torch that down, getting an additional 25 food and 25 gold. Plus he's denying this gold from his opponent. And right now his opponent does not have enough gold in order to age up. I think the Khan does have another sheeple falling into victory as well. Bring some villagers on the front line to build some outposts and then load up the outposts with some spearmen to deny this gold. Because right now his opponent is in a position where he could be completely denied the gold because you got these 2 deposits, then you got all the deposits in the middle. He could be denied the gold. Now trying to go for a mining camp here. Like on the ruins does not improve any build speed like it does in Supreme Commander. What was that sound? Now trying to go for the gold. I also got a pair of EMs now deployed on the field trying to heal up these forces. And I got the spearman getting a great engagement there. Trying to get some good healing. Looks like the EMs do have pretty good health regen. Has some sort of AoE health healing. A couple pink spearmen are not fighting. Orange has got a nice little choke point there. Trying to focus down, pulling back the beam of the spearman as well. Very, very nice. Pink is now going to be pursued to the end of the earth. He needs to get the Khan over here and use the mobility arrow to get these guys out of there. Just going to retreat on back like this. He's going to charge on forward, trying to hit this gold line once again. Orange is now going to twin minaret murderous Merdese being employed on out. Going for our defensive outpost here, very nice. Does have 5 villagers here as well, claim with the deer. And does fall back away from the outpost now. Spearman charging forward, but there's a number of defensive spearmen here. Now I've got arrows that's being researched on this outpost here. And twin minaret has been built. The Mongols, let's see, what landmark did he go for? He went for the deer stone, gives him nearby yam, which also improves the collection of this nearby wood, as well as on these villagers. Let's get this outpost loaded on up. He has a large number of spearmen he has to fight off against. Scout does get bonus damage versus the Khan. Some of these EMs are starting to go on down. And the outpost has been set ablaze. Trying to repair up the outpost. These villagers trying to fall back. Of course, with the nearby Yam, he can go ahead and move faster. Let's use the mobility arrow right there, trying to charge up Spearman to save his villagers. The Spearman now receives some fire. They're hardened Spearman. We got hardened Spearman research from both sides. Got 7 orange Spearmen here. Pink does not has 6 in total right now, so Pink is getting overwhelmed. And Pink does have another outpost here queued on up. I don't think he's going to get that anytime soon. Let's have a pair of archers here. Getting some good damage. He may invest a stone onto those archers. More archers being employed on out, trying to engage and start a step away. Pink still has 1 spearman here as well. And he's starting to deploy an outpost here, trying to reclaim this deer. Very nice. Military Scrolls now deploying out a Metra, then a Sapa. A good wave of spearmen advancing forward. They can easily overwhelm this outpost once again. This outpost is not being to slit arrow slits. It is not being upgraded arrow slits. Pink, he does have 7 archers on the field. His con's currently down. Does abandon this region. May want to cancel the arrow slits at this point in time. Archers now advancing forward. Of course, there is a scout there. It does load up the Greer and back on off. It does cancel the arrow slits now. Of course, is quite wounded. Now has the Sapa out on the field. Sapa can use the Fortitude ability there. Getting some extra effect. We do have the archers trying to get these spearmen. Large number of spearmen are quite wounded. Does use the arrow right there. Pink spearmen are going a bit far forward. Does get a couple kills there. Pink does have a good number of archers on the field, but there's a lot of Sapalas now on the field. Pink will need to pull out his own defensive spearmen. And now we got a Stepward Out being employed on the field. Neither side's gone for a second town center just yet. Stepward Out also allow the Mongol player to get a lot of extra gold. Sapalas are charging forward. The Sapalas have 4 pierce armor at the moment. As it's now firing away, the Sapalas can pose massive problem to any sort of archer force. We're going to see 2 damage per arrow from the town center. These guys are trying to fall him back, still trying to go with the Stepward down, trying to deal with the Sapalas. Villagers now trying to engage the Sapalas. They are doing some good work forcing them down. These archers are moving around. These forces are starting to get slowly whittled down by the spearmen and by the town center. And Orange now starting to fall him back now. Khan just getting some random arrows on in, has 3 damage, is not that important. And the Stepward Out now is continually being built. The Khan may go down there. May want to use a speed arrow at the moment. Let's use speed arrow there. Able to run away. Castle Reach has now been researched. And now okay, that's just a grid. The Stepward Out is moving right there. Stepward Out. It can be very hard to deploy out these structures sometimes. One biggest problem with Mongols, you can't mass deploy and redeploy buildings easily. You can't queue them up and shift queue a bunch of them being deployed on out. Which is a massive problem for the Mongols. There's one reason why their nomadic faction doesn't really have nomadic tools. Literally the UI tools. support the Manic playstyle.
İş bizi bekler.
It's just way too inconvenient to pick up your buildings and replace them. It's easier to deploy down new gear than trying to pack it up and deploy a new one and deploy it down. I'm not familiar with this landmark. You usually see the free military units. Istanbul Imperial Palace grants actions that generate Imperial Council experience doubles around this landmark. Sepah moving around. Man-at-Arms not being put on the field by Pink. We got no economic text for Pink either. Now it's going for Wheelbarrow and the double bit axe. Spearmen are here, as well as those fire some arrows with the archers. That Sepah will go down. And now do got a pair of lancers deployed on the field. Spending his no, it's not spending a stone on those lancers. Does now get a fresh oval right there. You now got a large wave of lancers being deployed on the field. He is currently outnumbered Pink's lancers as well. He may get a good charge damage on the Sepah. Doesn't pick up the Sepah there. Now these lancers are trying to run away from the lancers. Got a prayer attempt being deployed on out, trying to claim some of these relics, but there's right now a Sepah next to every single relic. And his main arms going to try to clear up this relic now. The Sepah does get forced back away from that relic. Up north, we do got this Lancer now engaging some of these villagers who are trying to claim some deer. And these men-at-arms may go down for these Lancers, but got a good number of Lancers deployed out by Pink. You can use a mobility arrow in order to get these Lancers engaged in Lancers. That Sepah does go down. Has to use the mobility arrow at this time to help pursue those forces a little bit easier, and now the Shaman's now advancing forward. Spearman now seems to fire there. The Wolf is in pursuit of the Spearman as well. Over here we got now the two Lancers fighting each other. Orange does have a +1 attack, but I don't think that'll make a difference. Right for the conversion there, unsuccessful. You now have the Metra here, gain the +1 Pierce armor. Trying to save himself. Does manage to escape out of the circle and does do a quick Q move to get back and fight him. Got multiple skirmishes all across the map. Got the Spearman, Sepah's, Metra, and Spearman advance forward. They can be overwhelmed by the Lancers out in the field already. And this Monk will go down, or Shaman. They also got some crossbowsmen on the field. These Ian's being deployed on out as well. We now got a second town center being deployed out by Pink. Got this small force here. They could find this army here. One of those Step Lancers do go down. Let's find the small little force there. Pink's going to be back on off. He does, of course, have the armor bandage. These villagers can quickly get inside this town center as well. More Lancers being pulled out on the field. And we've got these Lancers falling back. Military academies. What can they build? They eventually can't get out Janissaries. Or as advanced academy from the Imperial Council. So eventually he could get some free Janissaries. Right now he's going for free crossbowmen. Does he got those horsemen? Very nice. This Sepah is now being pursued, and now this Shaman is trying to claim this relic. These Lancers still trying to pursue Orange's Lancers. Let's get a charge shot there. Let's use speed mobility there, which allow these Lancers to charge down this Lancer as well as save his Shaman. So we got the sizable force here. They could intercept the Shaman. Got a good number of crossbowmen now pull down the field as well. Good damage there. Shaman trying to go for an early conversion. May grab himself a Spearman there. No, does not. A handful of archers here. Spearman getting some good hits in as well. Takes out some of the Sapas. I'll not be focused on down. A little bit too much force here for Pink to deal with against Orange. A good number of crossbowmen here as well. Finds a good volley there. Hits that Spearman. Right now, Pink needs some regular horsemen to help deal with this entire force. Some extra crossbowmen wouldn't hurt as well, Spearman. But right now, against these crossbowmen, he just needs regular horsemen. Orange now has a sizable force. Pink needs to take time to regroup. But you also have a market here. It's going for another prayer tent. I'm not sure what happened to his first one. Did he lose his other one? He may have lost a prayer tent. Blacksmith not being put on a field. Got this force. May go down. Colin's just trying to go for some counterattacks. And the blacksmith is trying to run away. You will stop the blacksmith from being pulled on out. And now it finally gets pulled on out. We've got some crossbowmen here, as well as some spearmen. But there's a large number of lancers in this region. And these crossbowmen will get some great work done. Finds one of those villagers there. Up north, these Lancers, no, this force will not go too well. Orange now faints forward, does have a significant force here. As well as thanks to the Yam network, he's able to get some good mobility there. Still firing arrows against these villagers. Orange now takes forward of a pretty sizable force. And its con will be focused down. There's just a lot of force here. Over here. Pink does get some great damage onto these Lancers. They're trying to go for the villagers. It's not going to go too well. Getting these Lancers like this is very good for Pink, because that is a lot of his opponent's forces now down. But still a significant army right here. Spearman does get a charge defense right there, but still the whole Lancers region, and these archers can't do much versus these Lancers. Just trying to get a volley there. Trying to focus down the wounded Lancer. And Khan is still alive, not being healed up by the EM. Does have one relic claim. Did Pink only claim one relic? Yeah, that's his only prayer tent, isn't it? So he did lose his original one, and he only has one relic. Of all the engagements against those relics, I thought he would have more, but that's the only prayer tent I can see. Base up Lancers are not being picked on off. Right now he also needs more pastures in order to claim some food. Does pull out a forward outpost here. And now we do got some Janissaries in this mix as well. He'll pull them out. I guess he's not pulling them out from the academies just yet. Keep now Blacksmith now being pulled on some of the map. Lancers now charging forward. There's a sizable force of Lancers. They can quickly destroy a lot of the stuff here. He's also getting inside this town, so this is the primary one. So these villagers, there's plenty of room for these villagers. He's now advancing forward as well. It's not looking good for Pete. There's also a keep here. He has no siege weapons. Does get the Yam network up and going. But there's just way too much force here. Janissaries do good damage. These villagers are not trying to run away. Got these villagers here. I think he's going to be forced out of the game. Simply just being outproduced by his opponent. Do not get separate out being redeployed over here. He needs the extra gold. And he also needs to keep these villagers alive. Orange is also a superior number of villagers by a large number. Separate out will give Ink a little bit more breathing room since he's able to double the collection of gold here. So this makes it 6,000 gold here. Also pulling out a large number of outposts because he does need to keep these villagers nice and safe. But now Orange is a massive force advancing forward. And yep, if Pink can't secure up that gold, he's going to be dead in the water. He has very, very little gold remaining, only from a relic. Archer trying to back on off, Spearman charging forward. Got a good number of Janissaries in the mix. They do have an insane reload rate. You got one spring golem placement here. Rebel horsemen being put on the field. There are not veteran horsemen either. He has no counter to these step lancers. Not enough spearmen. They get annihilated by the infantry. Janissaries have high rate of fire. They can just melt through everything on the front line. And Pink does get back out of the game now. This is Amgrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Let's see now. Is there any more replays for this person? I could do that one. 25 minute. 41 minute. I don't really want to do 2v2s. Here's a 29 minute one. We could do this one. Greetings everyone, and Great here of another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the top left side as the Magenta Abbasid Dynasty. We have WOM 01. Spawn on top bottom right side as the Orange Chinese. We have 3DB. It seems like whenever I cast one of these players, it's always against each other. Also got a village right here to help keep those villagers safe. We do got the sheep being collected next to this mill. Primarily so that he can get some tax revenue. Of course, got the House of Wisdom going on up, and now he's upgrading immediately to the economic wing. Do now have the Imperial Academy being researched. Or built, I should say. It's being built by one villager. Scouting around, we'll be able to spot the wood line, the food being collected. Also, Wisdom's now being upgraded with the economic, the first level one, the Fertile Crescent. Now got the Tier 1 age being researched. or been activated. Barbican Sergeant has been pulled out of the field, collecting some wood over here. And now we do got some aggression pulled out of the field. A single horseman being pulled out by Purple. We also got the Imperial examinations being researched as well. This is the primary town center, so can fires hand cannoneer slits. Multiple tax officials are out in the field, providing Orange some excellent gold income. Horseman charging forward. That is not the Bardic Sun. The Bardic Sun's over here. Does get some damage there. Aspel does have a defensive spearman in this region. Do now have town center being pulled out by Purple here. And this horseman here could get some damage. He perhaps could try quickly stabbing that horseman. If he gets too far forward, like say right around here. So again, general attack move forward. The spearman's likely coming up over here. No, the spearman's just trying to ward away this force. He may need to get a second spearman over here. There's a second spearman. There have been upgraded hard as well. He may lose a villager right there. It does lose that villager. Hand cannoneer slits does get some good damage there. Does he get one more hand cannoneer shot? Yes, he does take out the horseman there. Of course, we got... Wait, holy crap. How is he deploying the town centers out that quickly? Oh, they're much cheaper for the Pan of the Abbasid dynasty. I did not realize that. Looks like Magenta's really eyeing aggressive play for those town centers. I'm just used them like this is a standard price there. Mongols do have to pay 900 wood for their town centers, so it's technically more expensive than all the other factions' town centers. These are starting being cleaned on up. Scout and horseman pushing way forward. Horsemen now being pursued by these spearmen. Got these pair of spearmen over here, and I heard something being grumpy over here. Scout and horseman does receive some hits there from these spearmen. They are going to evade them. And now Purple, Magenta is eyeing for these forward palisade walls. Camel Rider does receive some shots there. Does get some shots there with the hand cannoneer. I've got these horsemen and camel moving around. You have now the astronomical clock tower being pulled on the front line. Okay, do you have this wolf now getting some bites there on this villager? Does receive quite a bit of fire, but the wolf should go down. And this scout received quite a bit of fire and does go down there to the camel archer. You know how the military ring being researched as well. That will give him a small force of camel riders. 2 camel riders. We got some more spearmen being pulled on out over here. Barracks now being pulled out, trying to go for more barracks. Let's get the kill there on one of those horsemen. More walls going on up. These walls have gone fully on up. There's also a palisade gate over there. Horsemen, Scout, and Camel Archer are all advancing forward. Though the Camel Archer is severely wounded. 20 health remaining. The hand cannon does 25 damage. So if the town center finds a shot there onto that camel, it is dead. Spearman now charging forward, trying to get some good damage here. The archer range now being deployed on out. And now both players are now at Castle Age. Villagers now receive the fire there, and does take out the camel archer there. The villagers quickly stab that horseman. Horseman getting forced on the back. Now got these palace guards trying to get some quick damage there onto these camel riders. Palace guards do have a little less armor. Camel rider does go down there, or camel archer. Camel rider not being hacked apart. Let's take out that camel rider as well. More palace guards streaming on forward. Got multiple palace guards streaming on forward. Got a lot of barracks on the front line.
أيها النشابة جهزوا الأسلحة أقبلوا لتنفيذ أنفذ الأوامر
Palace guards are falling on back away from the camel rider and camel archer. Camel rider does see a bit of damage there. It is light, has no armor at the moment. Does do bonus damage versus all the cavalry. Not as effective versus the palace guard, but the crossbowman would do some extra damage versus palace guards. When the palace guards do in fact go down. Another one does go down. Another one does go down. Doing a good job of focusing on these forces, but palace guards are relatively fast compared to other man-at-arms. They're able to overrun these crossbowmen no problem. Crossbowmen do move at 1.12 miles per minute, or tile per second, and the palace guards do move at 1.38, which is significantly faster. Camel rider does go down. We've got some lances now being deployed on out to engage palace guard. It's going to relatively equal to each other, though they do have more health than the palace guards. The lances do have higher damage as well. Palace guards still being streamed on in. He needs to pull out some spearmen to go on to his palace guards at the moment.
أتقدم ولكن بحذر نتعرض للقصف.
Now forces starting falling back. He does have a good concave around these villagers of grabbing these berries. Crossbowman gains some shots there. May want to get out some clock tower nest of bees. It doesn't have the population for them at the moment. Got some spearmen in this mix as well, which is going to be very effective versus lancers. He also going to have these crossbowmen able to get some free damage there, but the crossbowmen do fire a volley onto the spearmen. They're hitting the spearmen first. They're not hitting the counter, they're hitting their not counter. And as palace guard does get some good damage there, warding away those crossbows, does lose all those lancers. It may even... it's hard to say who should have focused on the palace guards or the spearmen. Focus on the palace guards will allow them to do their bonus damage. That's why I say better save your crossbowmen than save your knights. So probably hitting those palace guards would have been a better option. These veteran spearmen are starting going down. He may want to pull out some Zunch news to help engage his crossbowmen. Excuse me. Magenta now has a EM here, and now trying to pull out some forward battering rams. More barracks been pulling on the field. Spearmen trying to pursue this lancer. And starting to torch down some of these palisade walls. Well, there is an open breach there now. I think the battering ram may have been canceled. Don't see anything built anymore. Spearman getting some damage there. Got these lancers advancing on forward. We'll see some hand cannoneer shots. And this lancer will go ahead and go on down. There is EM here who's picked up a relic next to a whole bunch of villagers. Got some housing here as well. How would you go push forward and try to claim these units? Can you claim an Imperial official? Palace guards charging on forward. And he is going for conversion. Oh no. Oh no. And does not get any of them. That was really close. I wonder, why have you claimed Imperial Official as another faction? Can you use Imperial Official to collect taxes from your own structures? Do you finally learn the wonders of taxes? You need to find the IRS in order to collect taxes? They're very important questions. I do got the Imperial Palace now being pulled out on the field. That is the Age 3 landmark. And now these Spearmen are charged. Do get some good damage there on these Lancers. Now the Imperial Palace has been built out. It'll be a good defensive bulwark, just provide some extra mass there. It does have a large number of archers and mostly crossbowmen here. Palace Guards are having good trouble in this region. He's pull out something that's not armor against that force. So north, the EM is trying to capture that sector. We've got these Palace Guards and Spearmen charging forward, trying to bring the opponent's base. This force is now trying to pull out some battle rounds to the front line. More of these Palace Guards are trying to throw some torches there, trying to break on in. Palace Guards and Spearmen charging forward, which they could. They split the fire of the crossbowman. That'd be great for him. Does stop the single side being captured on up. Does spot all of these soon to be freshly created battering rams. This one just needs a quick wrench tap, and this one's about to be built out as well. Now I've got multiple battering rams in the front line. Force now trying to counterattack to his bonus base while he's receiving fire from these battering rams. Palace Guards now making their way forward, trying to get a good engagement. Looks like these Lancers do get killed on off. Orange has had 103 villagers versus 114 of his opponent. Palace Guards now trying to engage in on this force, getting some good damage there. Multiple Spearmen here. Got another conversion here. Palace Guards may have been grabbed. No, does get killed off there. It's actually 3 relics right inside this mosque. Force now being supported with a big wave of archers and Palace Guards. He does not have any archers in this force. No, he does have a couple archers, 6 archers. So the Spearmen are going to do some great damage with his crossbowmen. Deals with the battering rams, battering down the Imperial Palace. So it's actually very good for Orange because that is something that's expendable. Palace Guards streaming on in, trying to deal with these forces. And now this battering ram will be going down. Orange does have a bit of force here. This force is starting to get overrun by Spearmen and Palace Guards. And his melee force is just going around getting some great damage. This force gonna make his way up north. We've got more of these forces just charging around. Does Orange have a good defensive force here? They don't only lose 2 barracks. And some of Magenta's force are being cleaned up. Magenta does have a superior number of force and superior quality force, so he has a mosque fully loaded out. He's going to take time and try to use that relic for more capping, or conversions, I should say. Looks just going to be eyeing for the stone now. One's running on advance on 4, trying to deal with this palisade wall there. These villagers have claimed most of this wood. May want to get another lumber camp here. They are a little bit exposed, but this force should be able to deal with those nicely. Push on forward. Orange has a good defense force here. Good number of archers in this region. Palace guards, however, can withstand the archer fire no problem. This knight's advancing forward. These knights are just trying to stream on in. Does got those knights there, and these ones do get collapsed on in. Clock Tower and SCB is now put on the field. Other side has been capturing up. This one is going to remain neutral. This force here, both sides are contending Castle Age. This Clock Tower and SCBs, both of them are firing. Does get a decent volley there, gets good AoE damage. Now this Clock Tower and SCBs receives some fire, but does have 20 pierce armor. Does receive some Lancer charges there. This one does fire a decent volley there. As for the Clock Tower and SCBs, the burst does track and follow the force. Turn grab both these Clock Tower and SCBs, able to get some good repairs onto them, be able to get more further damage. Good damage there. About 100% range force versus 100% melee force, barring some exception like the knight. Actually, all the Lancers are down. Fourth Clock Tower and SCB is being pulled on out. Right now it's a bit of a choke point here. And that EM does eat some rockets there. Do now got to keep being pulled off by Magenta. And should be able to be pulled on the field. He's trying to go for the EM. May find some good volley there onto the villagers. Villagers do see some damage there. EM does go down. He fires enough volley. Gets some great damage there on the villagers. Over here, Magenta's advancing forward a massive force here. Needs to get the Clock Tower and SCBs in this region. There's another force of villagers advancing on forward. And now firing sporadic arrows against everything. His force now starting advancing forward, trying to get some good damage on in. There's a lot of range force here, but the Clock Tower SCBs finding some minor splash damage there. And he keeps trying to take out these Clock Tower and these SCBs. These Clock Tower and SCBs, that needs some damage on his keep, but needs to not be in that region. All his force is quite wounded, just trying to fall back in the region. That is an orange gate right there. Now got an orange keep going on out next to Magenta's keep. These villagers are being annihilated by this melee force. Let's get most of them inside. No, not hardly any of them inside that tower. This one be torched on down. This force is being pursued. These good starter step damage. Got this force here. Right now this game's gone a little bit crazy. These Clock Tower and SCBs start being slowly picked on off. And now we've got Imperial Age for the Abbasid Dynasty. Another Palisade Gate there, trying to claim this gold. This melee force is starting to clean that up. This area needs to be on out of there. That's a mill, not a mining camp. This melee force is starting to be cleaned on up. Villagers trying to back out this region. Orange has a superior number of villagers, but if he loses all of these, he will not have a superior number of villagers. Now we do have some more villagers charging forward, trying to get more keeps. Clock Tower and SCBs needs good damage there. We also got a banner ram battering down this keep. Trying to force down this keep, the banner ram now. Down here, we got these villagers still being picked off. Got a single Clock Tower and SCBs trying to defend these villagers. More melee forces advancing on forward. This keep will be garrisoned. Needs to get inside. Does get garrisoned now. Provides some good defensive weapons against these horsemen. That should go down. Yes, it does. And now we've got the keep engaging the villagers, as well as these horsemen. These horsemen now charging forward. We'll find structures. That's about it. The course got product sun and the primary town center firing against it. Now Archer Force is finally being cleaned on up. Orso has now a lesser number of villagers, and it's going to claim this gold over here. So we've got the keep engaging. Got the golden oil being thrown at the other keep. Horsemen being cleaned on up as well. That's a good number of defensive forces here. 3 spearmen, 2 palace guard, picking out those stream of individual units. More horsemen being streamed on in. Let's have a decent force here as well. And now we do want to keep on the high ground, but Trebuchet is trying to stop that. This Imperial Palace is almost down. We do now have a Clock Tower battering ram being put on the field. A very, very resilient battering ram, that's for sure. Also got some cannoneers in this mix as well. Orange is not on this Imperial Rage just yet. Multiple batteries not being put up by Magenta. House guards engaging. And cannoneers will love to shoot them. There's a large number of archers here as well. I do have a cannon being put out with Culver. Clock Tower needs to be advancing forward. These guys are very, very stacked on up. That's going to be a pretty good volley onto these forces. Got some fire lines now being put on the field. Batterings do see some shots there. Clock Tower needs to be being focused down by the horsemen. Horsemen do some damage to it. Got this horse advance forward. We're seeing lots of Clock Tower fire. More horsemen charging forward. We've got Clock Tower counterweight trebuchet on the field. Orange advancing forward with these melee forces, getting some good hits there on these villagers. Oh, here the villagers still claiming this gold. Magenta's making some advances in this region. Let's have some defensive infantry. Clock Tower SPs trying to find some shots there. Some of these forces are being cleaned on up. Orange has a decent defense force over here now, needs to get them over here. Astronomical Clock Tower now receiving some fire there. Needs to get 3 stacks, honestly. Magenta just keep one go down first. Golden Age Tier 3 now activated for Magenta. Trying to deal with these Batarams. Clock Tower, or Astronomical Clock Tower now set ablaze. You get a bit of villager, which is bringing 4 villagers there with the repair. Magenta's force is now going forward. Orange is now at 100 villagers. Now he has less than 100 villagers. And right now it's rapidly decreasing. Got these spearmen trying to charge forward with this force. Villagers over here getting overwhelmed. He needs to get inside this town center. His force is very vulnerable to Pierce attack. Also got some horsemen here. Gold being claimed over here. Gold still being claimed here. Good set our step there, getting some great damage onto Orange's force. Clock Tower SFBs, those fire a volley there onto the elite horsemen. Orange now down to 81 villagers. He also doesn't have a whole lot of food income at the moment. Well, because a lot of these farms are gathering. Got a big wave of horsemen now being supported for purple. This many forces getting some good damage there. Got some stone still here, and Orange is back on the game now. This is Amgrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. But before I head on to the next replay, I do need to use the restroom, so I'll be right back. Sorry about that. That's going to find. Let's see if he has any more replays. He has quite a bit of him, so probably no more replays. Let's see if this person has any replays. Hidden. Is this the right person? No, it's not. Oh, yes, it is. And we do have some replays here. 15 minutes. Here we go, 28 minutes. Greetings everyone, and Great here. Another Age of Empires 4 replay. It's on the right side as the Magenta Holy Roman Empire. We have Corvinus 1. Spawn left side as the Cyan Mullions who have I. So he's going to go for some early deer. Very nice. Collecting all that delicious food. Some of that venison. And over here, we've got the mining pit starting to go on up. Very nice. Just pretty much relying on that passive gold generation from the nearby housing. Now we've got the Minwork Palace being put in the outfield. This is a blacksmith that you can research your blacksmith technologies 40% faster and 40% cheaper, which is a massive power boon. I found out that if you combine that along with your Vanguard, not Vanguard Man-at-Arms, but your early Man-at-Arms, it can be insanely hard to deal with because most factions do not have access to something to deal with Man-at-Arm aggression and Feudal Age. Archery range it's not very effective because you can also get your cheap Pierce armor upgrade there. And we've got this Prelate being stabbed by the Warrior Scout. Warrior Scouts, of course, in my opinion, on the borderline overpowered early horsemen. They're cheaper, they're faster, have really absurd health regen, in-combat health regen. So they're really hard to pin down, but they do not get any bonus damage versus melee units. So archers are still reasonably effective, but it's hard to pin them down. They also cost only 90 food as opposed to the 120 for horsemen plus the 20 wood. So these warrior scouts are going to be very effective. Right now he's going for marching drills. You know this horse spearman now, and once this warrior scout receives a bit too much fire, look at that! Look at the health regen. It's in combat health regen. It's absurd. It doesn't even aggro that boar there. Very nice. Going to go ahead and have to deal with this boar now. Luckily, he has a prelate here for health regen, and it's going to be right next to this mill there, so he's able to get some great food from it. But now here comes horsemen. Do have a good number of defensive spearmen here. Prelate now receiving some fire there. He's trying to kill off the prelate, and now these warrior scouts are falling him back. He does lose one of the warrior scouts, a minor loss. You do also have this archer here. And give you a comparison. They do have a little less attack than the horsemen, but they're just cheap and have really high health again. They're really hard to kill. Stable not being employed on out, as well as a barracks. Multiple barracks employed on the front line. Front-ish line. It looks like I got two mining pits now deployed on the field with a good amount of housing around them. It does put an archery range there, which does not even point out any more structures around that. Because if you place them just right, you can put a little bit of extra around the edges. Horsemen now being deployed on the field. It's going to be focused on this horseman now. But it's there onto the heart of the spearman. Warrior scouts are trying to slice down some of these prelates. Got these horsemen and warrior scouts not engaging forward. He's not paying attention, so he will lose one of these warrior scouts. Got his nice spearman in the mix as well. Plus, right now, he probably does, yeah, he does have the extra melee armor for his scouts and for his horsemen. So the Holy Roman Empire player does have a very good front line, very durable military units, which should be effective versus these warrior scouts. Our spearman now receiving some shots there. Does get taken out. Now we do got these War Scouts pushed away north. We do got these spearmen here as well. And these War Scouts are going to be backing on off. Over here we got the horsemen and spearmen making the withdrawal from the region. We got another War Scout here for scouting purposes. And these horsemen will manage to. These Warrior Scouts are running away from the horsemen. They will maintain distance. Warrior Scouts do have 1.88 tau movement speed, which is the same as a horseman. But thanks to the high health regen, even getting some damage there, they can get healed up in no time when out of combat. Horsemen now advancing forward. Got some spearmen or Donzo here as well. They do throw off their javelins as well. Donzo do have one additional melee armor, which will be very helpful in this fight. Archers getting some great damage there. Horsemen trying to pursue these archers. Got the Warrior Scouts now engaging as well. One of the Warrior Scouts to go down. It's a bit of a messy engagement here, but thanks to the extra armor of the Holy Roman Empire is able to kill off this force. It looks like these Warrior Scouts will go down. Not sure from what. The javelin throw is on cooldown. Now do have some sofas, a heavy cavalry unit. The sofas, they are cheaper than heavy cavalry. Of course, they're available in this age, which gives a very powerful boon. They don't have the spear charge, so they will have less damage compared to a regular knight, but having something with 2/2 armor at this stage of the game can be very, very nice indeed. You have these forces not being healed up by the prelates, very nice. Did that mill go down? Not sure where the mill went, and he's still cooking the deer. Oh, there's the mill. The boar looks like it has been completely claimed. Got these forces are moving around. One of those sofas to the Warrior Scouts, and now you got a great choke point here for Cyan. Archers getting some great damage there on those spearmen. Donzo advancing on forward. Donzos do have one additional melee armor. The spearmen do have 2 additional armor. Looks like they're both engaging each other. Looks like Cyan does get a nice surround here on the forces with his Warrior Scouts and sofas. Denying his opponent back. Does have these spearmen engaging the sofas. Now these forces going to have trouble falling back as well. More forces pushing way forward. I like to turn my camera like this. Looks like Purple will hold the line. Does have some early man-at-arms. They are right now 4/4 armor, so they can withstand a massive beating from these forces. Archers only have 6 attacks, so they're doing 2 damage per arrow. Horsemen now trying to deal with these horsemen. Man-at-arms are slowly being whittled apart. More sofas charging on forward as well. Sofas, they look like they had Those sofas do have a sword attack. Do they actually have a charge bone ability? It doesn't sound. It says in their weapon description they can. Or is it just an animation? Another forces here. Spearman gains some good damage there. Donzo firing away as well. Man-at-arms in the region as well. Sofas have to be very careful, have to avoid these spearmen. Archers providing some good fire support. And Cyan's archers starting to go one down. Got more of these Cyan sofas here. This choke point is such a big punisher to either side. I'm so surprised we don't see outposts or towers being pulled out by either side at the moment. Let's finish off that spearman there. I realize as well I don't have my rumble up there, so I can't see in chat. There we go. You have this wolf biting away against these villagers. Of course, with the prelate in the region, he has plenty of health regen for that force. Gonzos do get a nice spear throw there. Archers focus on those spearmen. Starting to claim this gold from these mining pits. Very nice. We do have this battery ram being deployed on out.
Welche Gehäuse? Ist geändert. Welche Gehäuse?
Multiple battery ramps not being deployed on out. They're starting to push way forward, trying to put some holes in this housing. These houses do provide 5 population, and they have half the health. Over here, Sophos do find some engagements there onto these villagers, quickly taking them out. One of these battery rams is quite wounded. Does have a significant force here. Does good service up there with his archers. Donzo's got javelin throwers here, which are a anti-ranged unit. These horsemen are still getting some quick damage there. More javelin throwers as well. Once this front line goes down for our side, he's able more successfully hit these archers. Mining camp now receiving quite a bit of fire. Now also set up blades. More horsemen charging forward. Horsemen do bonus damage versus all ranged units, including these javelin throwers. Donzo's spear throw does not count as range because it classifies a light melee unit. Let's have a Donzo here. The Donzo also has spear charge defense, so infant horsemen are not going to like charging forward. And these Sophos have been killed off, barring one. Magenta does have lots of villagers in his opponent as well. Got some doggies being deployed on the field. I wonder, do they have better gathering rate than other sources of food? I would hope so if they're that expensive. But they can be used to be garrisoned inside cattle farms. You may want to eye those sooner rather than later. You can get cattle farms in H2. Cattle garrison provides 28 food per minute. I wonder if there's a limit on how many you can build those. I don't think I need to test out. Got a good number of torches being deployed out by these spearmen. Got now with the Regniks Cathedral being deployed on out. Some of these villagers are currently idle. They are done gathering up berries. Got these javelin throwers pushing way forward, trying to deal with these villagers. Getting a good number of kills in these villagers. This whole mining camp is slowly going on down. So it has a lot of idle villagers here. Needs to pull out more defensive units. Needs a large army, honestly. Mining camp is mostly a force of spearmen, archers, have 2 horsemen, has a couple of man-at-arms. So a mix of Donzos and javelin throwers probably be ideal. This man-at-arm will get some great damage there on these javelin throwers. Javelin throwers do have 9 damage currently. Trying to go for this Prelate. Could go for a conversion. Let's take up the monk there.
Das soll mich überleben.
Trying to focus this prelate down. Let's take out the prelate. And it looks like these villagers are going to be taking time to stab these javelin throwers. Sign does have a superior number of villagers, of course. At point out a large wave of farms there. And Magenta's having to fall back, not having to push any farther forward. These are 3 gold deposits here now unclaimed. Those mining pits do not remove any gold from the gold vein, so you can just build those up and get a good passive gold generation, assuming you have the wood for it. Regniks Cathedral has not been garrisoned by a good number of relics. And this here as well will really increase his income from those relics. Veterans not push way forward. Does have decent force here, including some Donzo. Let's make sure to take out these spearmen and man at arms. Let's go into town center. Town center is now firing off a lot of arrows. A good defensive position for Cyan. Horsemen currently have 4 pierce armor. They're slowly being whittled away. Looks like all the Donzo may went down. That villager does get inside the town center in time. Batteran's now charging forward. He doesn't have any melee units to deal with these Batterans, but the villagers can be evacuated and deal with them themselves. Villagers. But they're starting to get the big volley of arrows being pulled out of the field. Not sure where those. Looks like they're starting to hit these men at arms. All the frontline forces going down. Just now, these archers remaining. He will lose some of these structures. Trying to sell some good force here. He's also trying to mine up some of these mining pits. Villagers coming forward, trying to torch down these battering rams. More horsemen now being put on the field. Malians have not reached the next age. Has a lot of gold income at the moment. Too much. These guys need to stop collecting gold and start collecting food. Anything. Get some sheep, berries, something nearby. Cyan has lost some villagers. And these veteran horsemen has 5 pierce armor, so town center arrows are doing 1 damage each bar on the primary arrow. Which does 9, but that's 1 arrow.
Bereit, etwas Arbeit zu tun.
Gebet mir Gehalt. Ritere festgesetzt und bereit.
Wen soll ich erschießen?
They're going to take time to collect up all these cattle. See, right now both sides' military is very, very small, 7 to 13. That's still some horsemen here. Starting to rebuild some of this mining camp as well. Very nice. And the Mansa Quarry is the Feudal Age landmark. I don't think I actually talked about each player's landmarks. At least not the Malian one. What is the other landmark for Malians? I actually don't see it ever deployed. I think just having good 75 gold generation, which is equivalent to 1.5 villagers, is just always nice to have. You can always get stone from it as well. Bombia Garrison's not being employed out. He's going for a large number of stables. He may be eyeing for some heavy cav. For the heavy cav play. Battery rams now being employed on out. Villager count is still quite similar for both players as well. You now have a fresh battering ram. A lot of juicy targets here. I wonder how the terrain plays. He should be able to get up this side of the terrain. Yeah, there's a small hole there. This map has strangely become a lot of really tight choke points. Let's cancel that structure there. Trying to pull out some more sofas. I guess you can say he's a sofa king. And it's a horrible joke. I realized something as well. On this map, the trade post is right here, so you can't really get good length trade posts. Flash pull up there, get a nice diagonal there. It'd probably be equivalent to a what's it called? A gold miner. And there's a gold pit starting to go down. Got some more and more sofas being put on the field. Starting to get the veteran sofas as well as the veteran Donzo. The knights are now being put on the field. There's going to be some heavy armor. They currently have 7-8 armor. That's a lot of heavy armor. And this gold mine is starting to be is now exposed. Starting to get overwhelmed relatively soon. Sofas are now upgraded as well. They are 3-3 armor, which is not a lot of armor. Or no, they're not upgraded just yet. Their upgrade is already dropped down. Now they're 4-4 armor, which is a lot less than his opponent. Definitely needs more veteran Donzo against these knights. These forces now advance forward. There's a pretty light force here, so it can't be picked off by the town center fire. He needs to get these villagers inside the town center, however, to get the town center fire. So these villagers starting going down. Sign now has less villagers than his opponent. And then we also got these battery arms pushing way forward as well. These villagers starting to get focused down as well. Over here you have a single so far here. Does buy a lot of stone there. And Signs now have a lot less villagers. Both players are at one town center this entire game. And the Holy Roman Empire probably should survive the what's called the Palace, or yeah, the Palace of Swabia, in order to get a massive villager boom. Landschneck's not being put on the field. They're effective light unit, get some good AoE damage on these forces. Baron's charging forward, most surface being pulled on out. Knights are starting to be overwhelmed by these forces. A lot of these Sofas are getting annihilated. A lot of them just went down there. Their damage was being very spread out. Got a big wave of forces now advancing on forward. Archers are going to get required by the town center fire. Good to stay on some of these knights. That one will be focused down. Archers now receive some fire from these town center. More veteran Donzo advancing on forward. And more of the shortcuts are going down. It's not looking good for the Malian player. Battery starting to go on down to this force. More battery have gone down. Side has stabilized. His military is still inferior in numbers. And a lot of more of Magento's force now being rallied up on this high ground. I guess Baron Donzo's push on forward. He needs to get the Sofa, try to hit the flank, but there's now a lot of spearmen pull on the field. The Fabia Garrison can deploy out squads of units. Wait. Okay, no, that's just an incorrect icon right there. He definitely does not have that. He has a Veteran Donzo, which is Castle Age, not Dark Age. You have some crossbowmen being pulled on the field. In general, I think the mana arms will probably be best pulled out by the Holy Roman Empire. They're durable and they can receive some good upgrades, and the opponent does not have any real way to deal with heavy armor. I mean, nothing. He has to get up to Imperial Age in order to get the gunners. Going for a conversion there, unsuccessful. Now none of these 6 sites is being captured on up. Sides now trying to engage this force. He gets the town center firing. Veteran Donzo is trying to engage these knights. A large number of spearmen he has to deal with as well. Spearmen, of course, do have extra armor. There's some Landschnecks in the region as well. The town center is not firing. I would say he could have thrown 15 villagers in there and signed us back out of the game now. It's Anagrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Let's see if this player has any more replays on his belt. Let's see, I think that was this one. Yes, it was. 22. Here's a 28-minute one. Let's go ahead and do this one. Looks like it's Ottoman versus Malians. Greetings everyone, and great here. Another Age of Empires 4 replay. It's one on the bottom left side as the Ink Ottomans. We have Corvinus 1, spawn on top right side as the Cyan Mullions. We have Shnush. Nush. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Of course, got the mining camp going down. Bunch of sheeple being brought on forward, and now we do got the early spearments from the military academy. The that's called oh no, that's actually from barracks. I just assume it's from the free produced ones, but no, these are actually fully built spearmen. He's eyeing for a spearman rush. Lots of spearmen being put on the field. As a villager, he's eyeing for a proxy tower. Science not going for his own proxy tower. Saharan Trade Network. Oh no, that's the H2 defense one. I actually never seen this landmark deployed on the field. Slow down a little bit. It acts as a toll outpost, which comes with defensive arrow slits technology researched. All traders and trade ships' tax will generate food equal to their tax gold at this landmark. All other tolls outposts will generate 50% tax food gold as food. Does it mean removes or adds additional 50%? Well, either way, we've got a lot of these housing set ablaze. It says, I noticed about this landmark there. Of course, got the outpost on the field. He's really going to eye aggressively to build this landmark. Gotta make sure you don't sacrifice your food income just too much. Need to make sure you maintain that villager production. It does not have the age up there. Arrow slits is automatically researched. It does have 10 room there. Yep, it's basic arrow fire there. Trying to repair up some of this housing. Trying to go for this tower there. He's getting some good hits there. Does take out the villager there as well, and I'll be backing on off. Does repair up the housing, and now it's going to be collecting this gold there. So he wins for this. It'd be maybe a good idea to go for some early trade since he actually has the this landmark here meant for trade. And now let's go and fast forward since the aggression has died down. The Ottomans have not gotten their feudal aegis yet, going for the twin minaret Midris. I don't know how to actually pronounce that word. These are words I'm not familiar with, and I don't use the regular language. Scouts do find each other. And now we've got the military schools being pulled out, trying to get some free production of units. And this warrior scout does get some damage there, but of course the spearman will keep these guys plenty alive. So he's starting to research the... Oh, he's actually getting professional scouts. Out of curiosity, can I get everybody's opinion who may be watching the stream or watching this as a replay later on? What do you think about professional scouts? In my opinion, the technology costs like 225 gold, which is way too expensive. Also, I would not mind seeing a bit of a test run if that was just free for everybody. What would the game look like if you have that technology early on in order to pick up deer and microeconomy and bring back a deer in the early game as a form of micro? In my opinion, would be something interesting there. Now he's stealing his opponent's deer. That's very interesting. That could be another weird thing that may happen. Stealing your deer. Also, look at the deer. These deer are right next to each other. He could actually deploy out a forward town center here to get all this deer. That is very, very dense deer. Both the deer deposits are right next to each other. Deer deposit. Is that the right term for that? But of course, he is Mullions. Him going for a large number of warrior scouts makes it so this technology is pretty useful. This one still has deer in the back. Now it's going to maintain some good food generation there. You do now have, looks like a handful of archers, meter, and scout, and a Sapa advancing forward. He does have a good number of these warrior scouts here, so defending this should be no problem. Exotic Doggo will go down, and we'll spot these deer being claimed. Now we've got these warrior scouts advancing forward, try to hit the opposing scouts. Scouts do bonus damage versus scouts, so he will do actually some significant damage versus the scout. I see a bit of fire there, but the health regen on these warrior scouts is absurd, and he will be topped off in health in no time. And there you go, there's a pile of corpses there. These 8 warrior scouts now advancing forward. He may be trying to steal this more deer over here. This warrior scout's advancing forward. Receive a lot of spear hits there and will go down. Pink still has a significant force here, but of course he does have this trade network defense, which will provide him good defense. That's not trade though. There's a lot of archers here. He knows about this trade network defense. This is not going to be going good. This is not going to go well for him, but he's going to pull out some forward battering rams. That's what he's trying to do. We got the Fambia garrison being put on the field. Allow him to deploy out stuff using gold at a cheaper rate. And he's going to take time to claim up a lot of this deer. He does spot this force. Now this force is probably being spotted. He probably does have an eye of this vision there. I'm assuming that network defense Sauron, that Wonder would have a good vision. Try and go for the warrior scout there. The scout does go down. The warrior scouts receive quite a bit of damage. And another one does go down there. When the Fambian garrison is deployed out, he needs to pull out some melee units just to deal with this force. There's still a significant force here. All of them still... Warrior scouts do not do any bonus damage versus the archers, which is a bit of a problem with them. And now we've got these warrior scouts. They have come home with some fresh hunt, and they will be able to hunt these guys next. Do not got the castle age now researched. Villager count is even, so neither side has got now second town center. Hit mine, now can see some fire. Could upgrade this with spring guard replacement. Warrior scouts now charging forward. They need to hit these archers first. Let's get inside the network defense castle. Was hitting the battering rams first. Warrior scouts are... They need to hit these archers. And now he's starting to push forward into the range of these units, but also he's still hitting the battering rams. He needs to get that thing to retarget. He has to be hitting these archers first. Those actually look inside these battering rams there to keep them safe. Large number of these houses starting to going down. Here comes the warrior scouts. Archers can back on health. Luckily that was the one in the back. These Sepas went too far forward. Now going to receive a lot of damage there. Villagers now trying to charge on forward. They may be trying to force down some of these battering rams. The battering ram does finally go down, and now the count that this landmark's finally hit the archers, but he desperately needed to do that a long time ago. Now got some spearmen put on the field. Got some archers as well. They can quickly take out these spearmen, no problem. So they were deployed out by the Fambia garrison. Warrior scouts now charging on forward, trying to deal with these forces. Slicing up some of these archers now. Landmarks now set ablaze. And now we're preparing up some extra villagers. These archers slowly being voted down. He may lose the tower there. They also have some sofas on the field. They do have extra pierce armor. They also have melee armor. There's a couple spearmen in the mix as well. Science archers getting some good hits there. These archers are trying to pursue these Scion villagers. The mining pit is on fire, as well as under fire. More of the Fambia garrison has been deployed on the field. Villagers now push way forward. There's a good number of archers that focus on this force. There's a metro right there, not protecting his archers all too well. He's a little bit overwhelmed. Supposed to have, of course, 2 pierce armor. Now got a pair of mosques being deployed on the field. Possibly cleaned on up. More of the Fambia garrison is now deployed on the field. Got more of these archers being pushed on forward as well, but right now Science just taking them out one by one. There's a couple more gold mines here, so he has plenty of gold income and getting more mining pits out. These force will be overwhelmed. Did destroy a lot of structures. Now they're being focused down. Got this force here. And more of these archers being put out by the Fambia garrison. He's investing heavily into the gold to pull out more of the garrison. And so far he's doing a successful hold. And this force will pursue this meager force that remains. One of the villagers could be sniped there, but does not. Why two mosques? He's going for a pair of monks now, or what they're called, EMs. One will probably be plenty, but looks like he's gonna be eyeing. He's really trying to eye those relics, isn't he? Science now is trying to rebuild this region. We've got now the Mihib Imperial Armory, which automatically produces siege units for free.
Buyurun. Yola gidelim. Bilgil, refreshin, erin.
Some of these villagers not getting hit, very nice. He does have a spirit number of villagers. We got still some veteran scouts out in the field. Of course, has claimed quite a bit of deer, which the deer carcasses are still being claimed. Are being gathered. They have already been claimed, just need to be gathered on up. Does deny this berries there, but there's some more berries back here you can perhaps utilize, plus the twin minaretes can also provide some good food there. Good amount of palisade walls there, just trying to defend the region. Perhaps more of these relics being claimed. Both players are in a pure age. What type of units is pulling out here? Mangonels, that makes sense. 22 archers out on the field, 1 warrior scout. The warrior scout can of course provide some good spotting. He does have a decent force here, now pulling out a large number of lancers. Metros right now is on the attack drums, increasing attack speed of nearby units. And now we've got another military school being pulled on out. These warrior scouts are being focused down quite severely. One of them does go down. Right now, Castle Age is one of the ages you don't really want to be in the Malians. They don't really have any item to really engage heavy armored units, especially man-at-arms. Really want to eye getting to Impure Age as quickly as possible. Of course, that's expensive for sure. There's plenty of gold at the moment, so maybe you can tax these guys off of gold and start eyeing food. He gets Impure Age, and he can bring out his Afamian Garrison gunners. They're expensive, of course, but they are pretty good. Just want to have some more of these veteran archers as well as some Donzo. Is able to pick off some of these reinforcements there. The warrior scout does spot this massive force here. There's a good number of archers, some lancers, meter, a spearman, and a scout. So it's mostly an archer force there with a good number of frontline units. Donzo, they may have a giant shield as part of their model, but they don't have any additional shield stuff. It does have the poison arrow research, which can be very useful versus the lancers. Getting some extra damage over time is something that's one of the few things you get used to engage these lancers. Mangonel now being pulled on the field. This should be very effective versus Science's current composition. Let's swap this outpost here as well. Sofas and warrior scouts. He can actually pick himself off a meter there. That is his. Okay, he does have 2 meters on the field. These forces now advancing forward together, and these lancers are protecting these villagers. A couple more sofas advancing on forward. And we'll find this lancer. Does have a good number of archers here. May want to get some more Donzo. Now got these relics being claimed. He's going to get He actually has claimed all 5 relics. Holy crap. That is a lot of additional gold generation. And eventually he can get the good amount of other resources from them as well. Does manage to get some of these guys in the garrison. Needs to get this force push way forward. And now these lancers are receiving a lot of poison damage. Just being overwhelmed. And now one of the metals will be poisoned to death as well. Lancers push way forward. We've still got this force here. But overall, Cyan does have a significantly larger force here. It's able to go into defense quite easily. Since he's heavily focused on gold, allow the Falmbia garrison to get a very, very good value there. Trying to put some forward banner rings, but it's not going to go too well. Though he may not swap a Mangonel just yet. Over here, he does swap that Mangonel. He finds a good idea that he's going to have Mangonels there. Now he sees this landmark. More spearmen being put on the field. They're just hardened spearmen. There's no additional placement there. I probably would have gone for the Spring Golden placement just to go along with it, since it is a landmark. And it looks like these Sofas will take out these Lancers. And now here comes the battering rams. Granted, the Spring Golden placement won't exactly help him defend against battering rams, but the Spring Gold separate weapons can provide some holes in the battering ram, but it would probably be a good idea not to go into melee range against the battering rams. Sofas advancing on forward as well. Got a good number of archers in this region as well. Focus on the spearmen first. Veteran Donzo fires a volley of spears into that banner. It's not exactly a great target for them to throw their spears. Cyan's archers need to back on off. It's getting very, very messy. Oh crap. Magno finds a massive hit right there. And finds another great hit there onto those archers. Let's take out the Mangonel right there. And there's no defensive placement in that outpost there. Does get the Spring Gold firing against that battering ram. There it is. And Pink's force does get overwhelmed. Pink does not have an army whatsoever on the field. Both sides are pretty low in villagers as well, 41 to 39. Just that the extra gold economy from these pit mines is going to help out Cyan quite a bit. Though he does have free unit production, and he's currently queuing up these Lancers. He could get some Janissaries. Janissaries do have high rate of fire and they will hit the his opponent's Sofas and Warrior Scouts quite easily. But also, he's not pulling those out. The high rate of fire of those Janissaries are still equivalent to the Imperial Age hand cannon use that only other factions get. It's just that their surge rate of fire evens that out. A lot of this force is wounded. He's going to take down to capture the sacred sites. We'll give him some extra gold generation. Oh yeah, he has also all these relics. That's a lot of gold generation. That's what, 600 gold generation? You now have a fortified outpost in research. Has a Spring Gold emplacement. And multiple sacred sites now being captured up by Cyan. Mining pits all providing some good gold generation. This 900 gold passive generation. That is literally all passive barring these 3 villagers. That is actually quite absurd. We've got these sub-lancers advancing it forward. Trying to hit this secret site there. Could go up north of the gold mine. Cyan's now advancing forward with this archer force. Does have a single EM here for health regen, which he desperately does need. Does have a good number of Sofas here, but the Lancers are generally a bit more valuable than Sofas. Also got some Warrior Scout in the mix as well. Looks like the Sephites are going to be falling back. And Cyan's army is now pushing way forward. Has a nice, very large line formation. So Warrior Scouts on the high ground here, and you're not going to easily find that all too easily. Modossi heals units, heal while in combat or stealth. So this is starting to transition to these Musafati. How do you pronounce that? Musafati is, of course, a light infantry melee unit specialized in stealth, an anti-armor specialist. Of course, it is a light melee unit, so they do get countered by regular archers. Science not going for a forward keep, as well as an full outpost here. We'll find some good hits there on these villagers. He does have less villagers as opponent, and that one will get poisoned to death. Up here, these knights are trying to find some sort of engagement. All three sacred sites still captured on up. I've got these counterweight trebuchets being employed on the field. Does bandit evacuate to this town center. Of course, these lancers do have 6 pierced armor, so these arrows will do 1 damage each. And these lancers are making their way down south. Wait, Maganos has something garrison on the inside? Let's see, receive enhancement, mentor attack bonus. But this says there's something garrison on the inside. I didn't know stuff can be garrison inside those weapons. Is there something unique about Mongols? Not Mongols, Ottomans? I don't see anything that will say improves it. What happens if there's something garrison on the inside? This keep has been built. May want to go for a spring guard emplacement. Does have a pair of spring guards here as well. Number of spring guards here. This one's ungarrisoned. These spring guards are falling back. Spring guard emplacement and boiling oil being researched now. Veteran sofas may advance on forward. Lancers now charging forward as well. Finds a volley there. I'm getting some good damage there on the veteran sofa. Let's find a volley the other one. Two spring guards go down, one from each side. Sofa's charging forward. We've got some Janissaries here. Janissaries do bonus damage versus the cavalry, so maybe we'll go for more Janissaries. This counter troops is being focused on a lot of spring guards here, as well as Mangonels. Science of brown armors breaking on through. Janissaries are spying away. It looks like King's force will go down to be outnumbered by Science force. Garrisoned by a veteran archer. King's force does completely go down there. He needs to pull out more defense. More Mangonels wouldn't hurt. More Janissaries is probably a good idea, but you can only get those at the academies currently. These villagers may receive some fire now. He does have this outpost here with a spring guard replacement. Good hit there. Lights are charging on forward. He does get inside the town center, and Pink does back up the game now. That's Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on the next replay. Let's see now. Does this person have any more replays for us to take a look at? Let's see, that was... Oh, that's another 25-minute replay. We can perhaps do that one. And it does have some decent length of replays, so we can start going, punching them out. Yeah, 27 minutes. I don't think I've actually cast replays from him, so I could go back a bit farther if needed. Let's just do this one. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on top right side as the blue French, we have Divine DFP. Spawn on bottom left side as the green Ottomans, we have Corvinus 1. Do now have this mill being employed on out. Even doing a great job of hurting these sheep. Very, very nice. Not sheep, deer. And does go ahead and this one does kill off a couple of deer as well. Like some wood being claimed out as well. The French player is not going for a bit of gold. And now you got the Sultani trade network being deployed out for the Malians. That, of course, is a defensive network. He may be eyeing for some trade that goes for this path. And good going for the School Cavalry now. School Cavalry will pose a lot of threats to the Malians, since the Knights are Rome Knights are quite hard to deal with in the feudal age. He could go for his own high regen units, such as the Warrior Scouts. And wait a second. That is what's it called? Different landmark that you usually see for the Ottomans. You usually see the Murderies, the Sultanate Trade Network. I actually don't. An active market comes with a 2 traders garrison inside and generates 20 gold per minute with each one. Up to 6 traders can be garrisoned. That is a lot of free gold generation there. So that will net him, what, 6 times 28? Around 160? 162 if my math is correct. That's a lot of free gold generation for the Ottomans. You can either get fast berries or fast good gold generation. Town centers now receives to fire from this scout. And down south, we do have the Royal Knight being pursued by the wolves. There is a scout here for spotting purposes. You have some military scrolls being pulled on the field, trying to go for some defensive spearmen. Does have an archer queued up after the spearmen. Not a lot of exposed units here. These villagers could be focused down first. Need a charge and does get the slice and follow-up slice here. Does take out that villager. Let's see some follow-up shots there. Did not finish the military school. Perhaps could have finished off that villager, but does take it out there because he garrisoned the town center entirely. So it does pick off one villager there, but does have extra gold generation thanks to this region. And fast forward for the time being. You now have blacksmith being researched on out. Does force back that scout. You got this scout scouting around, and you got now another Royal Knight for that scout to spot for. You have, however, got a bunch of defensive spearmen here, as well as a pair of archers here as well. Green Scout is trying to hunt down Blue Scout. Receive some fire there. Royal Knight now seeing some fire there. These wolves are trying to hunt down these Royal Knights. Villagers gathering up some deer over here. Very nice. That's an outpost to hide away in as well. We got a pair of Ottoman archers here. They can be quickly overrun by these knights. Let's get some great damage on the one. And now you got the Mihin Imperial Army now being employed on the field. Save my, yep, 168 gold per minute, so my math was slightly off.
Attention, novos ordines.
Here, sort of being knocked around a little bit. We do have these knights making the way forward. Looks like the archers do kill off a sheep there. You got these spearmen in the region. They do get the charge strike on a spearman and on a villager. It does take out one of the villagers. I'm so surprised they got the charge attack there on that spearman. Because the spearman was in a spear brace position, should have stopped at least one of those knights from getting a charge off. Free Mangonel's not being deployed out in the field. Blue has got another second town center, so we'll have good villager production. Good hits there onto these Royal Knights. You may want to get out some crossbowmen sooner rather than later, or Lancers help engage these Royal Knights. Spearmen now receiving some hits there, focusing down. And now these archers going to receive a lot of fire there. Let's pick off one of those archers there. Doesn't focus on the low health one. Let's finish off that one. Let's finish off that low health one now. And now we've got this Lancer fancy on forward. He is getting Chivalry now to get some healing. And now he's going to the Guild Hall. The Guild Hall allows us to pull out the Arbaletiers for, was it cheaper or quicker? I forget which one. Lancer now sees quite a bit of fire there. It does take out the Scout there. Taking out the Scout's always nice. And the Lancer does go down as well. So these Royal Knights need to fall back, get some health regen. Let's see. Guild Hall. Let's see, what was exactly good? Generates food and stores over time. The more resources stored, the faster it generates. So you get interest. Let's see, it's banked up. The hall currently generating 20 resources every 22nd. Okay, I see. So you can hit this button and get all the resources from it. Maybe I'm thinking of a different landmark for the Arbaletiers. Read this again. Generates and stores resources over time. The more resources stored, the faster they are generated. I'm assuming you hit the button. Okay, so it just stores them up until you hit the button and then you get withdrawal. So basically a bank. A lot of these Royal Knights have only a limited number of HP, but the archers only do minimal damage versus with these Royal Knights. Let's get some more hits there, but the Royal Knights do have 5 pierce armor. These veteran archers, they're actually at 9 damage, which is actually not half bad. Let's take out that archer now. These Royal Knights will receive some much needed health regen. He's doing a good job keeping them alive. And now we do have some Arbaletiers being deployed on out. Going for a monastery now and immediately queued up a collection of those of the relics. Still being collected up as well. Villager count still in favor of Blue by a large margin. Mangonel being deployed on the field, but he's fighting against Royal Knights. Also, this made my... As much as this is nice to have, it may be not a good idea to go for this. Right now, he's going to be pulling out battle rams. There should be quick production. That'll help him hit the buildings. Mangonel's not going to be very useful versus Royal Knights, so getting some battle rams just set around the flanks may be a little bit better. Royal Knights are receiving some much needed health regen. Bernie's a task on food. Maybe he's going to keep a big bank there on something. I'm not so sure what he wants to withdraw on. It's one of those things like, how much do you need to withdraw at one point in time? Maybe, oh, Janissaries. Has a squad of Janissaries now in the field, which is a lot of damage that come out from it. They're also anti-cavalry units, so these Janissaries are going to rip them apart. Maybe should have gone for capability of generating Janissaries quicker. Oh, let's see, it's going to employ out Lancers from these academies right now. Even though it says they're not available. Advanced Academy from Imperial Council. But yeah, somehow he's actually deploying out the Lancers. Is that some sort of bug? Or is it another UI glitch? Monk grabbing a relic now. Going for multiple monks. Going fast forward a little bit. We got these Lancers Janissaries, archers, a big mix of everything. An exotic doggo. He's now advancing forward. The battering ram's going to provide some good damage. Does have a good number of Arbiteers in this region, but there's only a couple Lancers for him to take on. These Janissaries are going to be the biggest problem. Of course, we got a fortified outpost here with a spring golden placement. He's going battering it down, which is going to be doing a good job of stalling out his opponent. Right now, blue has 21 units out in the field versus 28. He has a significant number of Janissaries out in the field as well. Do you know how this mug being hacked apart? One relic has been claimed. Another battering ram being pulled on out, or has been pulled on out. More Lancers as well. An outpost does go down there. Does get some good damage on the Mangonel. And he's actually pulled the relic out. He may be eyeing for conversion, trying to find some backline terrain to deal with, try for conversion. Needs to get this force over here as soon as possible. The passives from the Arbiteers can be very useful against those Janissaries. Since they do have a lower damage, high rate of fire weapon, the passives can provide some great damage, but look at that rate of fire from the Janissaries. I always find that attack speed incorrect. 1.29 per second. They're firing off a lot of rounds. Got the horseman now advancing forward as well. Arbiteers are firing away. Mangonel does find a good hit there. Janissaries getting some great damage. Got the batteries battering down some housing. Finds a great hit there on the Arbiteers. Now Janissaries are fighting away. He needs to get those passes going on the field to absorb more shots. More Metros being put on the field. Villagers are trying to charge them forward, trying to get some forces on the Mangonel. They will get the Mangonel, but it does lose a large number of villagers. It does have a superior number of villagers right now. More Royal Knights being pulled on the field. Janissaries are ripping apart these cavalry one at a time. And more of these barons are being cleaned up. Blues are streaming more and more forces. Needs to get these passives deployed. Janissaries, their guns do range damage, so the passives will provide a lot of extra armor there. Now Green's going for forward keeps, more forward housing. Right now, Blues are trying to stream any more reinforcements. There's the villagers for that keep, so still pretty far away. And these Janissaries do in fact go down. More Janissaries being put on the field. They do of course have the repair ability, so in case if the keep gets damaged, you can use the Janissaries for repairs. Yep, they're right now pulling out these Lancers. Oh, and blue does have trade, but they're going through the wrong part of town. That gets picked on off. That is not a good spot time for trade, I guess. Royal Knights now charging forward, trying to deal with this force. Their military force numbers is even, so if he's able to deal with this military, he's able to stop the keep. Battering rams charging forward. He can have to let those poke holes in his buildings for the time being. More trade being put on the field. Arbiteers getting some damage on in. Villagers receiving quite a bit of fire. I'm not sure how many villagers remain. And the keep's production has been stopped. All the villagers are down. This gives blue some massive breathing room. The keep is not going to build anytime soon, and he does take out green's force right there. We got more Janissaries and more Lancers being pulled on the field. Battery ramps are starting to go on down. Lancers are getting some great damage on those villagers, but they do not take any of them out. We got a big wave of villagers there. He's really going to try to build this keep. Does have a good number of Arbiteers in this region. Villagers are backing off. He does need more housing. Just lost those two houses, just got burned down. He's now advancing forward with these villagers. His crossbow needs to start hitting those other things that's not the cast keep. Royal Knights now hitting these villagers. Royal Knights are excellent villager killers. I don't think he has loom yet. So he did lose all his villagers. Does not get to keep built. More batteries being deployed on the front line. Blue, you think these villagers start torching down these battering rams? And Blue's just going to kill off these reinforcements. Green needs to cancel this keep and fall him back. Right now, there's an attack. He's just streaming units and not doing all too well. Now let's cancel keep now. Got some 4 trucks here. Might as well cancel that mine. Now Green's going to be eyeing for this defensive keeper on this sacred site. Blue does have a keep over here, as well as more production from this stables. And Blue's not going to blow out a lot of housing there because it really does need the housing. Does spot this keep here. He's going for his own forward keep. He could advance forward with these lancers. Has a good force here. The green player, I'm not sure. He has lost a lot of villagers. He's down to 45. That's why he's not getting a lot of income. That's why he's not playing a lot of military. He simply doesn't have production. He does get the keep built there. But guarding the sacred site, that can probably be ignored for the time being. Plus, look at this. There is a slope there. Blue could pull out some trebuchets and siege down the keep from range. This is not a good spot for a keep, is it? More outposts being pulled out over here. These deploys, of course, here for defense against these battering rams, but it does have a lot of villagers for that purpose. He's now advancing forward as well. These villagers need to get inside this keep as soon as possible. And all these villagers will be going down. Blue can lose these villagers. Got a lot of arrows firing away. He needs to get these villagers outside the keep. And I suppose there's enough arrows here to quickly whittle down that banner ram. Who's now advancing forward with a pretty sizable force. And now he does have a counter with trebuchet to play on the field. And it's going to the high grounds will whip out outposts for spotting purposes. Let's get the outpost built. Got some battering rams push way forward, and he will go and charge down these battering rams. Blacksmith is now drawing some fire there. He does have access to military units production within radius. Better production rate when near a blacksmith. We now have a trebuchet deployed out by Green, and now got 2 trebuchets now hitting Green's castle, and they're on the high ground. With a fortified tower being upgraded, maybe want to go for Spring Gold as well. So I'll see, maybe even more to go for cannon placements up there, and probably not. Outpost now receiving some fire. These villagers now receiving a bit of fire. It does deny the gold encampment for the time being. Blue still has 120 villagers as opposed to his opponent's 52. Fortified outpost has been built and now it's been repaired on up. Green's keep is almost set ablaze. So I got down some of these veteran royal knights. And these knights are not going to last very long. He needs a passive deployed out by these crossbowmen. Another battering rams here. Green starting to lose his military. Magano fires a volley there from Green. Gets a great hit there. And these green trebuchets need to get out of there. Seeing a bit too much fire there. Knights pushing forward. His military is down to minimal units. Trebuchet's going down. These battering rams try and push the way forward. And now this battering ram is starting to go on down. Green's military is down to 3 units. His opponent's at 68. He does not have the income to support any military production. So he can deal with whatever free units he gets. course, you can apply some Janissaries from these archery ranges. Now do have a forward keep employed out by blue. And you will find these exposed venison collectors. And all but one will go down. There's one line of walls here. There's some line of walls here with a good town center placement, but this is more than enough force to overwhelm it. Blue's now going to advance it forward. Now it does have the red palace being pulled out somewhere. Not sure where though. At this point in time, you can just go to the town center. See, there's the red palace there. That'd be an excellent defensive position. Good, it's there on those villagers, quickly taking them all out. That's good hit there on those horsemen. Moss has 3 relics on the inside. Janissaries trying to fire away. And I got them to age, and Green's going to be overwhelmed now. Magano will get overwhelmed, and Green does back out of the game now. This is Anagrid saying thank you for watching, on to the next replay. I just need to use restroom. I'll be right back. One moment, please. Sorry about that. And now let's go and find another replay. Let's see if this person has any open replays. Nope. And we do have some replays here. Very nice. Let's see, 25 minutes. Let's go ahead and do this one. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the bottom left side as the Blue Holy Roman Empires. We have Marine Lord. Spawn on the top right side as the Red Chinese. We have Puppy Paw. Of course, let's go out for early mill for that Imperial official to collect some taxes. Red Scout does find some sheeple. Blue's having trouble finding some sheeple.
Yeah, tool.
And starting to inspire some of these villagers now. Of course, he's collecting some gold here. The Imperial official will come find him so much gold. And now he is getting out the Imperial Academy. Over here, we've got the Akin Chapel. It's in a position here to help provide some great food collection right there. It does get immediately inside of it. It's also close enough for the gold mine as well, so he should have maintained great gold income as well as wood income. But looks like he is eyeing for another town center over here, trying to claim some deer. And over here we've got the Bardic and the Sun as well. Just both sides as eyeing to go on up. We do have some defensive spearmen as well as some men-at-arms being employed on Alpha Blue. There's Blue Scout. And he's placing these men-at-arms in defensive positions, so both sides are eyeing to go on up. Okay, looks like Red has gone for a second scout there. Interesting. There's a large number of men-at-arms here as well. Red's going for a large number of Zinchnews. We're not going to be very useful for these men-at-arms. It's hard to deal with feudal age men-at-arms. And, oh, look at this. Red has gotten the professional scouts. Let's drop off the deer there to run away, and the Zinchnews are going to get ripped apart by these men-at-arms. Zinchnews do 4 damage times 3, but these men-at-arms have 3 pierce armor, which means these bursts of arrows only do 1 damage each, or 1 times 3. But Red has got a professional scouts, so he can grab the deer. That's still 1 deer remaining over here. He can grab the deer and bring them back. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to steal his opponent's deer, literally. Of course, let's find this deer deposit here, and it's going to be walking them back home. I always like seeing those unique interactions. Red's now advancing forward with these Zinchnews, which they can do some great work versus these villagers, assuming he gets in range. We've got an outpost here. It's been upgraded the arrow slit. A large number of man-at-arms here. He's going for marching drill now. That'll help him close this on these Zinchnews. Zinchnews don't exactly move the quick. They move crossbow speed, which is 1.12 tiles. While these man-at-arms do move the same speed, but with the marching drills, that should even out. Going for forward battering ram. He's going aggressive, but he doesn't have anything to engage these men-at-arms. It's not going to go well, in my opinion. But he does have a very good number there. He has 39 force. Blue is building up some more men-at-arms right now. Both sides have... Blue has to put out additional town center, so he's starting to creep in a villager advantage as well. He does have some handful of basic archers here, and that scout does his job and scout out his opponent. Villagers took inside the garrison now. It is in range for emergency repairs. We're seeing a lot of arrow fire. That's the nice thing about Zinchnews. It actually makes them decent versus buildings. Trying to crack open this outpost now. Does provide 20 seconds of repair. So next 20 seconds, this thing's impervious. He needs to just back away. He's not going. He has to wait until this tower is done self-repairing. Man-at-arms now turning forward. Crash go for the battering ram. There we go. The tower is now done repairing. Gets a good damage there. Marching drills does improve the movement speed of these man-at-arms to 1.24 tiles. And now the villagers are popping on out and will quickly burn down that battering ram. Man-at-arms gets some great kills there. Does manage to encircle some of them there. Now falling on back now. It's going to receive some crossbow fire. Does lose that tower actually. And gets inside. Needs to get inside. Does get inside some of them, and the rest are falling back. And this tower will provide some good fire support against these Zinchnews. We're going to go out for another battering ram here. More battering rams been pulled on out. Now got 2 battering rams making their way forward. They can quickly hit that tower. He does have emergency repairs off cooldown, just requires a bit of damage. And there's the damage there. Now the emergency repairs will repair the damage from 2 battering rams. We got a big wave of now more man-at-arms. Man-at-arms is definitely the correct way to counter this. Doing a good job stepping away. Let's put them in line formation, making a pretty good concave there. But it's going to receive a lot of hits there. Marching drills is providing some good benefits. The man-at-arms is slowly being whittled away. Looks like he just... Oh wait, he's got the pierce damage. Okay, this one has the pierce armor as well. So still 1 damage per arrow. Just a massive number of force from both sides. 55 versus 33, going for the arrow slits now. Needs a bit of repairs. Merchant repairs cooldown is almost done. But no longer has the battering rams there for repairs as well. Or for damage, not repairs. deploying another pair of battering rams on the front line. The villager count is still growing ahead for blue. The longer holds the line, the better he will be. Notice these man-at-arms, they could try for an ambush flank. The outpost should have vision of all this area. He definitely does have vision if it's firing arrows against him. Emergency repairs are now available once again. Yeah, the cooldown is relatively quick. What was it, 90 seconds? 80 seconds. He will lose his house, which is fine. He's splitting his fire. He does get the fortified tower upgrade. Now it's going to be very hard to kill it off. Man-at-arms charging on forward. Villager trying to torch down the battering rams. This man-at-arms group does find the flank, and now it's going to be encircling these Zinchnews, getting some great damage onto them. They're being backed on off. The large sections being separated, and will have reduced movement speed. Good stutter steps there. Largely, Zinchnews are going down. Right now, their number is 58 to 46. Zinchnews are getting good damage. For the man-at-arms, that marching drill is really helping them out. Oh, that scout pushes forward with a deer on his back. That's not exactly what he wants to do. Now the man-at-arms are falling back. The number are being relatively similar. Let's take a look at the costs in between two. Man-at-arms costs 120, and Zinchnews, who costs 20, 30, 30. So it's 120 versus 80. So Zinchnews are much cheaper, but they do cost a variety of resources. Not sure if that really matters at this point in time, so I guess you want more efficiency when it comes to car collecting. You need 3 technologies. Now got the 3 battering rams on the field, a fortified outpost. I think he can use that ability again just to get it healed up without taking time for his own resources. Also have some fire armor right now, which makes torches a lot less effective in case his opponent, in case the Chinese player deploys out anymore. And does not complete that battering ram. He needs perhaps to regroup his forces. His battering needs to fall back. He may have been spotted right there. And there you go. Now we've got 4 battering rams out on the field. And there's more Zinchnews here as well. He's gone for Castle Age. Now he's going for the man-at-arms. Upgrading early to man-at-arms. And now this fortified tower is being cleaned up. This gold is basically claimed, so he can ban that region. The Aachen Chapel is in this area as well. Man-at-arms charging forward does get killed on all. He keeps losing these man-at-arms like this. When this upgrade happens, he will of course have more pierce armor as well as primarily at this point in time more health and a bit more damage. More battering rams charging forward. He needs perhaps to pull out knights as well to help close the distance. The Aachen Chapel is now under fire. Instead of firing away, he's going to lose a large number of these farms. Zinchnews being having a bunch of 3-round attacks actually makes it relatively decent versus structures in large numbers. Now it's starting to use emergency repairs at Aachen Chapel, which will stall out his opponent a little bit longer. Got more pierce armor for the man-at-arms, but at this point in time, he does not need it. Starting to make their way forward, trying to close the distance there. Battering rams getting some good hits. Villagers will take the time to repair up that, destroy all those battering rams. And more man-at-arms being deployed on out. He does find this little force here, picking them all up, but these ones are going to be pursued, receiving a lot of damage there. The town center may go down, does spot more of the villagers there. Man-at-arms still trying to pursue this force. He needs knights in order to help close the distance quite a little bit better. Plus their extra health will come on out, plus the Alpha Strike. Now he could be falling back, because he does have more mobility. The primary town center is almost going down. Does torch it there. Needs to take time to repair it up, or he's going to save for emergency repairs. Right now, it's saving a lot of damage over time. Emergency repair is almost available to start garrisoning the town center. But still, there's too many Zinchnews. Playing some more battering rams, so we'll give a little more time to build more man-at-arms. Emergency repairs need to be activated immediately. There's Emergency Repair. That will keep up the town center top off its health. It will repair 3,000 health. If I'm doing my math correctly. 150 times 20. Yeah, 3,000 health. So these spirits started going down. Mangonel. That's exactly what he needs. Mangonel will do severe amount of damage. Doesn't find a volley there. Mangonels do take a bit of time to deploy on out. Trying to go for the battering rams. Let's lose one of his farms there. Mangonel finds a deadly shot there. He's doing some micro there. Man-at-arms with general attack to move forward. Doesn't find a volley there. He's starting to explode some Zinch News. Doesn't avoid that Mangonel shot there. He's trying to charge forward, trying to deal with that Mangonel. Does use split formation there. Gets a couple of those Zinch News now. Needs more Mangonel. Second Mangonel has been on the field. He's trying to focus down now, but the Man-at-Arms are closing distance. Veterans have to clean up. Alkin Chapel needs some repairs, but probably going to use mercy repairs on it. Does lose that villager there. Does roll a pretty big miss there. Man-at-Arms trying to charge forward, trying to get these Zinch News. He does separate them. These Zinch News will go down. The Mangonel stay up. These Man-at-Arms are still just charging forward. Going for a lot of farms here. Maximizing the radius of the chapel. They may well go for some outside mills just in case as well. Man-at-Arms are seeing lots of fire there. They're going to close the distance. He's just charging forward. There's not a whole lot of Zinch. There's actually no Zinch News on the build queue. Let's see his resource. He's out of food. He needs more food. Now his villagers are idle right now. He does have only a slight villager advantage, 100 versus 81. Lewis was spending a lot of resources there on just producing a lot of of man-at-arms, so he couldn't really maintain some villager production, I guess. All these villagers are migrating over here. Let's see, trying to claim berries. He's that here. He does not have the wood right now to blow out his farms and granaries. Both players are in pure age. He does have a nest of bees. He likely went for clock tower and nest of bees. Yes, he does got out the astronomical clock tower. Ooh, great hit there. And good job, sort of second rate. Now got veteran Zinch News. Needs more pierce damage. It's going for pierce damage now. Right now they're doing 6 damage per arrow. Man-at-Arms have 6 pierce armor. So this extra bit of pierce damage will not aid him in doing actually additional damage. But right now he's doing a good job of avoiding any additional fire. He's going for a lot of economic researchers now. Does go out for the heat there. Worried about any more counterattacks, which I don't blame him. All these Man-at-Arms are severely wounded. And does claim this boar here as well. Oh, that Zinch News going to eat Spring Gold Fire. Zinch News could advance forward, try to hit these villagers. That looks like they're going to make their pathway over there. Let's have 2 Mangonels at the moment. Spring Gold on the field, and now deploying out a relic inside this keep, giving him very, very good fighting capabilities. Don't think he does not need the fire armor for the time being. Palace of Suave being played on the field. That's an interesting one. It is a good town center for, or a good wonder for town centers since it gets cheap villagers. I suppose it's also good for recovering villagers that you may have lost. So it's a good fallback plan, but not exactly great for providing additional momentum. Right now, it's probably on the back foot for such a long time. He probably thinks he's doing quite horribly, but in actuality, he's still doing quite well. He needs more military at the moment. So he does have, of course, a good force out in the field of 2 Mangonels. Now got some horsemen being on the field. Horsemen will receive a lot of damage from these veteran Zinch News. Though they do actually have inherently high good pierce armor. So I wonder how much pierce armor they can get versus how much damage those Zinch News get. Great volley there. His outpost has currently nothing loaded on up, so probably a good idea not to upgrade at the time being. castle does not have any. Could go for all this research. Go for the cannon placement, but go for reinforced defenses as well. Clock Tower and SB is getting some great damage there to plan some more forward battering rams. And these are actually just regular crossbowmen now. It'll be much better versus these man at arms. But a lot less effective versus horsemen. So now there's a bit more dynamic engagements. Red's now eyeing for a forward castle. This keeps actually, he got one of those research troops down there first. Ruck does provide additional armor, damage, sight range increase, as well as weapon range. And the additional armor is quite significant, getting up to 75 pierced armor. Which a lot of these siege weapons just do siege damage. I'm not sure what that armor actually is going to be useful against. Because right now the keep has no siege armor. He's getting some great damage there. Magnol fires a couple of volleys there, rolls and misses. And now you also got a culverin upon the field. Does get a good hit there on that spring gull. He's a lot of these villagers inside the town center, but he has the Palace Swabber to recover them. Now horsemen now advance force well. Elite horsemen do have 6 pierce armor that Zinchnu's currently do, though that's a crossbowman. Horsemen will go and kill off these crossbow, no problem. Now I've got Mercenary Repairs right here, so needs the reinforced defenses research. Where Mercenary Repairs will keep quite healthy. And I've got a pair of workshops here trying to pull out some forward battering rams to hit this keep. Now I'm preparing up the keep as well. Needs some force. Oh! And Red completely backs out of the game. Now those villagers were getting hit. He spent so much wood he could not get any farms. He ran out of food. That's why he backed out of the game. He had no farms on the field, so he has no basis of food. Either way, this is Anagrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Let's see now. Let's see, that was the replay I just did. I'll probably find a little bit longer. "26 minutes, let's go and do this one." I don't think I actually cast English today. Oh yeah, I forgot to pull up Rumble so I can see the chat. Greetings everyone, and Grade here from another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the bottom right side as the yellow English, we have one Puppy Paw. Spawn on the top left side as the blue Abbasid Dynasty, we have Recon with a capital N. We do not see a man-at-arms rush. Scouts going around trying to find some sheeple. And now you've got the House of Wisdom being pulled on out, not a big surprise. And now going with the economic wing. Pretty standard. Castle Hall being pulled out. Pretty standard. And Yale does find a lot of sheep there, so he does have a good number of sheep right now. Close out barracks as well. He may be eyeing for some men-at-arms or some spearmen to escort his longbowmen. Looks like he's eyeing for some spearmen. Over here, the scout is moving around. Does pull out another town center now. Scout does spot this longbowman. Trying to interrupt this town center. Does not interrupt the town center time. Does have a decent force here. It's going to deny the gold. Maybe hit this wood line. Blue right now is going for some of his own archers. And that spearman will get shot up by that town center. Will go down with that volley of arrows. And the villager will go ahead and back on out. Something's on the inside of the town center still. I think it's a scout. Scout moving around over here. More longbowmen advancing on forward with a spearman in the region. Scout moving around. We got these forces also here. We got a good number of longbowmen here. One spearman. Going for our archers primarily. Village receiving some fire there. One villager does go down. Got it there on the blues archer.
اتبعوا الأوامر. بدء التحرك.
Good amount of deer being cleaned out over here as well, and the skull is also secure as well, so Blue does have access to a lot of these resources here, so if he does get forced out, say this wood line, for example, he does have access to other resource nodes. Yellow's not advancing forward. Longbowman going to find some hits there on this mining camp. We'll fast forward a little bit more, since right now he's sort of trying to find an angle there. Does find a volley of arrows onto those longbowmen. And these villagers will need to fall back into this town center soon. Does find a volley into that town center of arrows, but that's about it. He does get inside the town center in time. Fires a good volley there. Doesn't kill off any of those longbowmen. More longbowmen are being advanced on forward. Yellow's really eyeing these longbowmen. Blue may want to eye getting out some horsemen to counter. Right now, Blue's villager production is higher than his opponent. His opponent has not deployed out any additional town centers. Blue does have a small force of he does actually have a horseman now, as well as a couple archers in that region. One of the longbowmen do go down there. And I was pulling up a bunch of horsemen now. Try to go for some palisades right there. We got another wave of spearmen and counts longbowmen being pulled out right there. Let's have another line of palisade walls there. Right now, Yellow's investing a lot in aggression, but he's so far being largely unsuccessful. Horsemen and archers advancing forward. We'll find this group here. Needs to focus down that spearman first. Spearman not engaging. Does take out the spearman now. The horseman will take out those archers, no problem. Nice little pick there. Killing off these, hitting these reinforcements is actually very, very good to do. What you can do. It will prevent your opponent from regrouping his forces, and now he has to either push forward, or and if Blue ever decides to turn around and engage that force there, it will be very effective. So this forces Yellow to fall back. Blue's not going to be receiving some hits there from these man-at-arms. Man-at-arms going to cause some problems. Let's pick up some of these forces here. Blue is pulling ahead with this villager count, and as long as the opponent is way over here and not over here, that's going to be great for Blue. You give him time to eco up, pull out some more reinforcements. This was not advanced forward. It's severely wounded, but maybe we'll get some good work done on these villagers. Force them about down as well, so there's going to be no use versus those what's it called, villagers or archers. Spearman here could pass, turn around and start stabbing him. See some good archer fire there, and does get taken out now. Blue's now pulling out some more palisade walls there, trying to secure some more territory. Yellow's army is advancing forward here. There's only 2 spearmen in the group, so the horsemen do some great work. Longbowmen do have their +1 damage, not going for +1 armor. Blue's not gone for either. Going for +1 pierce armor is going to be very important. Because right now the horsemen will receive a lot of extra damage. More horsemen. Does find a good volley in that horseman ball, almost taking it out. Blue's now abandoning this region, trying to drop off his resources before abandoning it. It's pushing pretty far forward, abandoning an outpost here, a couple spearmen to defend. So there's no spearmen in this region. It's not enough army right there. It needs more horsemen. And its horseman may receive a volley there. No, it does not receive a volley there. Going on some more housing there. Trying to go for our blacksmith. Needs the pierce armor research immediately. You may want to go out for some more stables. Right now he doesn't have the food income to really support it. He has abandoned all this food generation there. Going for some of these berries. Horsemen and scout push way forward. This could engage these forests here, but it's not going to be a great engagement. Now yellow's going to make support of some battle rams. And sorry, I hit my microphone. Does have a decent force here. More housing being poured on out. Archers, of course, not very effective versus these farms. Apparently, shooting arrows into a bunch of crops is not very good. You need miniguns in order to really take down vegetation like that. Horsemen now advancing forward. They should be able to quickly overwhelm all these longbowmen. Overwhelm this force since he separated his longbowmen. They can no longer support each other. Now some of these horses seem to fire. Blue's archers getting some good damage in as well. Yellow does have pierce armor, and some of these spearmen receive some hits. And it looks like these horsemen do manage to get over here, finding some of these villagers, taking them out, which will make Blue's villager advantage ever increase. We got, of course, this banner ram here. Man-at-arms and longbowmen are here as well. He does have 13 archers here, 12 horsemen. There's sporadic forces here, but there's a still very good number there. 28 longbowmen, 6 man-at-arms, 3 spearmen. Maybe we'll get some more spearmen. Horsemen raiding around, trying to deal with some of these exposed villagers. Yellow's now eyeing for another forward outpost, trying to pull out more battering rams. Villagers are falling back in the region. Could be tasked some of these deer. Deer does have some food left over there. Horsemen will be finding this battering ram. Taking out this battering ram will be very nice. Battering ram does go down now. Could find some of these hits on this longbowmen. Horsemen was charging on 4. These horsemen do find some of these spearmen. He's taking time to regroup some of these horsemen. Down south, got these archers somehow here, denying this gold. Military not being researched, getting a couple camel riders from that. Not gonna be very useful, honestly. And let's destroy some of those palisade walls, and I do got a battering ram to support them as well. Has a handful of defensive archers. It's going to be taking time to clean up some of this infrastructure. This will put yellow in the pop cap. Longbowmen now engaging. They need to. Archers need to properly engage. And these villagers need to back out of this region. Needs to find another location to collect resources from. Barracks now being pulled on out. Military wing will allow him to giving some more heavier stuff, such as his own man-at-arms. His own man-at-arms would be very, very good, so getting out some of these extra barracks would be quite nice. Maybe his only barracks at the moment. Town center's now being garrisoned. Got a lot of force here. He's a horseman are way down here, so they're not going to be useful. These archers need to get into this force here. He's trying to lose some of these villagers, losing a large number of them. Blue's archer's not engaging. He's going to just hold off for his Castle Age. So this force back out the region. This town center could actually be focused down by those villagers. They pop out. 65 to 52 villagers. Blue's horsemen are denying reinforcements. Town center's not firing away his round. Villagers not getting out just yet. Archers, they actually maybe archers side this town center. 2 camel riders will pop out momentarily. Now got the Castle Age. But right now, military production is going to be slow. He still needs time to build up all these men-arms. Villagers do take time to torch down that battering ram now. Town center fire will be coming forward. Gains some hits down these villagers. And this yellow force is starting to be whittled down. The horsemen now push on back, trying to deal with the castle network. This force can easily be dealt with by the horsemen. Maybe get the I wouldn't say get the veteran horseman upgrade, but that's doesn't have enough for economy. His village has been inside the town center for quite some time. So this force is starting to be cleaned on up as well. Blue has a significant defensive force here, 40 to 63, and that is definitely not his 63 units. And Yellow's actually now making a full draw back home. Oh, thank you for the YouTube subscription. Thank you. So sorry, I don't have any way to look at your name. I think so. Well, that notification for those pop-ups can happen from any time I get a YouTube subscription. So even if I'm not casting replay and I have my OBS open, and I'm just like in the first thing I wake up in the morning, my OBS is still randomly open, I can actually hear every time a person subscribes to YouTube, even though I'm not actually actively doing anything. Which can be really freaked me out when I first noticed that out. Looks like some wolves fighting some of these forces. Very nice. For the wolves. We do have some man-arms in this region. Just 3. This man-arms can get quickly picked on off. These man-arms can be picked off as well. Even this man-arms like this is very good for blue. So keep there. Moss now being pulled out. Man-arms getting killed on off. King's Palace not being researched. He needs the extra town center, that's for sure. Blue does have a good village number there. The yellow still has a significant military here. Oh, does get these longbowmen pushed on forward. And does get these towers garrison as well, so these longbowmen will not last all too long. Just finish off some of these villagers there. Going for multiple 3 outposts in this region. Look at that, just being cleaned on up. We've also got a market here. Nowhere to trade though. Oh, he does get outside the town center range. Just pick up another villager there. Picks up another villager there. Very nice. Blue's horseman armies there. Longbowmen still being very, very problematic. And next volley arrows. Somehow he's just staying out of range? Okay. Blue's now advancing forward to some mangonels, or a mangonel. Horsemen will find this gold deposit once again. And we also got these mills in the back line as well. Palisade walls going on up.
What needeth working?
Blue has some good army here, trying to go for deploying out 4 mangonels. Interesting. Which are going to be very useful in dealing with this infantry force, that's for sure. And 50 longbowmen, that's quite a bit. Good stand to have more men-at-arms. Both sides could stand to have more men-at-arms, honestly. But 2 mangonels now deployed on out, that should do some good work. And reduce reload time for his own archers can be quite nice. Inside this town center, that is the primary town center. Does find a good volley there onto the farm. Blue's going to be collecting up all these berries. Very, very nice. And Blue's now pulling out some of his own lancers. That should be very effective for his opponent's current composition. Forward Seas Workshop for Blue. Yellow's now advancing forward to this massive military force. It's 81 versus 60, but I still... Oh, we got a Springbolt here, but I still like Blue's composition overall better. The 2 Mangonels really does it for me. Horsemen now trying to skirt around with a couple Lancers with them, as well as a Scout. So Blue's force is significantly smaller with those horsemen not there. Springald's advancing forward. Does have a good number of mana arms here. Don't see any crossbowmen. There is 7 crossbowmen. Sometimes sort of hard to see. And now both sides need to start eyeing the central goal. This Palisade Gate will go down. He's trying to repair it up. Mangonels could find a volley there. Springald's trying to gauge. Having trouble engaging the Mangonels. Once Mangonels have to see a bit of fire as well. Him advancing forward, he cannot repair up or heal up Mangonels. Springald, Mangonels gonna be eyeing to get inside the gate there. Very nice. Scout does go down. See a bit of fire there. Springald does find a shot there with the Mangonels. Springald could be focused down. We got these horsemen now moving around. Blue has lost some villagers, maybe? I'm not sure. Blue only has 60, or red has, yellow has 67. Blue has 95 villagers. Some spearmen here as well. Very nice. Both sides should start eyeing keeps in center. Blue's technically eyeing keeps. He's pulling his barrier line to get the keep up and going. And yellow may not see it at the moment. These horsemen will start going down. So Blue loses quite a bit of a military force there. And now it's going for armor clad, getting +2/+2 armor for his mana arms. Now got the keep now being spotted, and there's a massive force here. I think he won't be able to complete it in time. There's too many longbowmen to rip apart these villagers. It does cancel the keep there and back on off. Good try though. Pulling keeper there could help deny opponents' reinforcements as they start streaming across the map as well. We got full second sites now captured by Blue. Countdown started. Horsemen receive quite a bit of damage right there. Okay, where's his Mangonels? Has 2 Mangonels going for a keep here. Blue's now starting to engage, has a good amount of armor here. Not a lot of crossbowmen for yellow. 13's actually a good number. Blue has a couple crossbowmen here as well to deal with the man arms. And it looks like yellow's front line has disintegrated. Now this force is starting to engage. Does have a keep here, or outpost here. He does not have the castle network yet. Network of castles, or network of citadels upgrade, I should say. And so it's starting to fall on back. Mangonels charging forward. Mangonels could perhaps. Oh wait, Spearmen could potentially take out these Mangonels. They have a good opportunity to do that. However, those Spearmen are getting annihilated by those Mangonels. He didn't take opportunity to take out. Yellow's armor is falling on back. He could perhaps throw some in the town center to get some good bases of fire. Blue's keep will be pulling on the field. And looks like it's going for another keep as well. Blue's force will perhaps potentially die. Yellow has a much smaller force, 35 versus 80. Trying to go for more crossbowmen here. Needs to get the ground up the wrong side. Villagers also firing away, and they will be picked on off. Blue does have a superior number of villagers, able to get some great economy going. And yellow does back in the game now. This is Antigrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. So honestly, that's going to be my last replay for tonight. I'm getting a little bit tired. I started around 3 o'clock, so had about 4 hours of streaming going on. So everyone, thank you for watching. Have a good evening, get some good rest, and enjoy.